Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Nocturnal Nerdcast, Pop Culture in the Dark, the number one late night fan podcast gooning spot. I don't know. It's the number one something in the world. I was trying to think of something funny. Anyway, how is everyone doing tonight? I see we got a bunch of people in the chat. Good to see everybody. It is Thursday, the 28th. We're almost September. It's a big holiday weekend. A lot of people have plans for this upcoming weekend.
What holiday?
It's Labor Day weekend.
So. I don't work, so.
Yeah, it's like people are probably going to get a 4-day weekend. It's like it's the bookend of the summer for a lot of people in the United States. If you're not from the United States, that's what it is. So it's like a big bookend weekend. A lot of people travel. Typically, I would go to Dragon Con, but I will not be attending Dragon Con again until next year. So next year, this weekend, I will be in Atlanta, Georgia for Dragon Con. I already have an idea for a mobile streaming setup, so that'll be a lot of fun. But that's normally where I am, this weekend. So it's a little weird. The last couple years, actually since COVID, I haven't had a chance to go down to Atlanta. So it's been a little rough. But Labor Day weekend's a big weekend. What were you gonna say?
That's close to where I'm at. It's
so,
just like 5 hours away.
Yeah, it's in Atlanta. 5 hours. That's still not that close. That's 5 hours.
Well, I mean, hop and a skip down.
So it's really funny. Fun story about Dragon Con as we'll segue out of this into like Labor Day weekend, but fun story. When I went to Dragon Con in like 27, I think it was either 2017 or 2018, one of those 2 years. Back when like the Arrowverse was super popular and people were sharing our content specifically, because it was like the channels that all talked about Arrowverse stuff. So it was like me and Paigey and Boba and everybody, they would share our content. I went to Dragon Con and like a bunch of people recognized me. And it was very weird. It's the only year that it was like either 2017 or 2018. It was the only year where I got a bunch of people that knew who I was because of the Arrowverse and stuff. Because remember, this was back when like it was like the biggest thing on TV. And that was a little bit of fun. It was like a minute of fame, a little tiny taste of fame.
You got what it feels like to be an actor. Yeah?
just for a second. But anyway, Labor Day weekend, super busy weekend for us. I am booked all weekend long. I'm DJing tomorrow night, Saturday night, and Sunday night. So I'm working all weekend. And Sunday's going to be crazy because, again, it's a holiday weekend. A lot of people are off work on Monday, so they're going to go out and party on a Sunday night. I'm used to this happening. I've been, doing this for a while, so I kind of know what the holidays are as they come around, et cetera, et cetera. So yeah, I'm pretty excited about it. In the chat, let us know if you have any plans for the holiday weekend. If you're here in the U.S., what you plan on doing. So, and stay safe. Stay safe out there because it's kind of crazy. Do you have any big plans for this weekend, 3Dub? Anything going on?
No. Apparently my family's doing a shrimp fest, so I might go to that.
I left my drink on the table in the other room. So that is annoying. I'm not going to get it right this second, but I'm going to have to go get it in a few because I got a snack for tonight. I love to do this. So one of the things I'm going to start doing is anytime I order a snack online for the Nerdcast, I'm going to let you guys know what it is, right? So last week I had cheese. I don't know if I pointed out. I got the little cheese squares. Those were kind of good. I saw these online and I was like, you know what? I want to have these for tonight because I've never had them before. And I don't know if they're tasty or not. I've opened them, but I haven't tried them. Like I opened the package before, but I haven't actually tested one yet. But they are called PB Bites from Skippy. And I guess they're like Girl Scout thing. I don't know. I got it from the store, but it says Girl Scouts on it. But anyway, it says chocolate and peanut butter. Like they're like little bonbon things or whatever. Anyway, they're not refrigerated. So what was that?
I was like, this video is hosted by.
Yeah, yes. You sponsor me, Skippy. I'll take it. So anyway, I'm going to taste those in a little bit and see if they're any good or not. I don't know if they are or not.
Also did like a nocturnal theme song like you did for a party after party, and just have like snacks and treats.
Oh, you mean like over the actual song for the thing? I would need a video where the lyrics bounce. I don't know how to do that. I'd have to get somebody to do that for me. I don't know how to make the little letters light up and for the thing to bounce in front of it like
It's
the after
very
party.
complex. Unless you have it already in the editing software, it's very complex.
I would say though it's probably not hard to do just the words on the screen because you can do that easy now. Like AI and stuff can detect the words, right?
Are easy to type out, but but doing that effect, like if you don't have the specific effect already in the system,
Right?
It's thinking outside the box basically.
Yeah. We got a few things going on. Nephew's birthday on Sunday. Okay, it's interesting. Let's see. No plans. Probably just writing. Okay, Dalton writing something. Screwface says, wife is at family reunion, so I'm going to work on some long overdue videos and maybe do some streaming Monday. That sounds good. We have a D&D thing on Monday. We're going to do a special D&D campaign because say everybody. I don't work Mondays anyway, so I'm always off work, but like everybody else is off work. So that'll be kind of fun. It's Father's Day Sunday in Australia. Oh, okay. Cool. That's cool. What's up, Lone Wolf and Jose? Good to see you. Reed says just chilling, hopefully talking to my friend over the weekend. So it looks like everybody's got something going on. Nothing too serious, I hope. Just have a good time and be safe if you're going to go out and party. Julie says I'm going to be doing some new computer shopping. Speaking of computer shopping, the goal, look, here we go, guys. Look, we are $40 away from the goal for me to be able to get my first payment on my computer. So if we hit this tonight, it's the last week in August. So this is the end of the goal for August. If we hit this tonight, that would be really nice. So we do have a goal set up in both the Debunks of the Reloaded channel. Let me see what it is. I don't remember. So what was that?
If that's your payment, that's one expensive computer.
All right. So if you want to participate in the goal with your super chats, click on the goal. It'll tell you what color you have to use. I believe it's teal tonight. So 10 teal super chats over the course of the stream. So if you want to participate in that, that would be much appreciated. I'd really like to get as close as possible to my monthly goal so I can finally fix the problem with this computer, which is it's a piece of garbage and it needs to be replaced. So there's that.
If you're and deep Eric shorts.
Yeah, exactly. And oh wait, hold on. Why is the audio back in there? There we go. And over on the Debunks channel, the goal is five super chats of any level over there. And if we reach the goal over there, there's a poll over there specifically now. So there's 2 different goals and 2 different polls. So there you go. Jose said, where's Darren and Jake? Well, we all know Jake is never here at the beginning. So Jake will roll in when Jake rolls in. Darren, I think, is watching Peacemaker, which, by the way, Peacemaker did air tonight. I've already watched it, but 3Dub has not. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people in the chat have not watched it. So please, no major spoilers. If you want to just say whether you liked it, you didn't like it, or whatever, you can. But just know, there's 3 or 4 really massive spoilers in the episode. And, we do spoiler talk on Mondays. So if you're going to super chat about Peacemaker, or whatever, please be respectful and mindful of that. I will answer questions, but I don't want to overtly spoil anything without anybody. We are going to talk about Peacemaker. There's some news I want to talk about, but we'll get to that in a moment. Okay, so what do I got over here? I got a few things on my screen ready to go, or at least I thought I did. I do. I got a couple things. Our 2 major topics tonight. We only have 2 major topics for this evening for each channel, and we're going to combine them together as always. One of them is we're going to be talking about the state of superhero box office numbers in 2025. I saw a post about that on Twitter, and it made me want to talk about it. So we're going to look at that and have a discussion about that. It's more of just a discussion. It's not. I'm not debunking anything about it. I just want to talk about it. We're going to talk about the success of K-pop Demon Hunters. And why people need to stop using it as a weapon against other movies and TV shows. So that'll be the topic for when everybody else arrives. I don't want to talk about those until people get here. So that's that. And our list tonight is, I believe, top 5 supporting MCU characters. So we're going to be doing that at the end of the stream. So
not gonna lie, I thought you were talking about Demon Slayers. I was like, that's a good movie.
Have you not seen K-pop Demon Hunters yet?
No.
It's a anime movie.
I'll probably watch it when it comes on, streaming.
It is. It's on Netflix.
Oh, I don't have Netflix.
Well, either way, it's been out for 2 months. You could have found it somewhere by now.
What's it about? Because
It's
I thought it was like a song, K-pop song.
Well,
stuff.
no, I mean, well, it is. It does have K-pop in it, but it's about demon hunters.
Okay.
Yeah, it's about demon hunters. Yeah. So
what's the best? What is it best described? Like, what anime is close to the style that it does?
Well, it's stylized, so it's almost like anime, but like mixed with like a little bit of 3D, like Pixar type stuff, is what it kind of looks like. So I don't know specifically which one it would look the most like, but that's probably the best description I can give of it, honestly.
I've actually seen anime that basically it's like a drawing that somehow turns into the game. And I'm like, that really throws me for a loop because it just messes with your brain when it starts as a drawing and then like morphs into like the game portion because they're lazy and don't want to draw it.
What do you mean? Like
they reuse the game visuals because they're lazy and don't want to draw it.
Oh.
So you can see the transition from the drawing to the game, which I really hate.
I don't think I've ever seen that before.
It's most notable is Black Summoner.
That's one of the ones like that.
That's one of the ones, yeah.
Yeah. Sean Hickman says it looks like a Spider-Verse movie. I guess that's a good way to put it. That's not. I don't think that's a bad way to put it. All right, we're going to talk about a few random things until some people get in. We do have a super chat, which we will look at in just 1 second. Let me pull that up over there. All right, we got a super chat from Jose, $5 super chat. Thank you so much, Jose, and a team member, obviously supporting the channel every month. Thank you so much. It's a $5 super chat, so it does count towards the goal. Thank you. I'm happy about K-pop from Hunter's sequel, and excited to see Wednesday season 2 part 2 next Wednesday. So that's really interesting. I thought it was this week for some reason, so I was really excited. Yesterday, I woke up and I was like, I'm going to watch the ending of Wednesday, and then it ends up. I'm like, oh no, it's next week. So
did you hear the what Jenna Ortega said during an interview with all of them? Because she was like, it's Wednesday. I'm not dead.
Oh my god!
I just flew out the window.
Yeah. Well, I got excited and then I was let down when I tuned in. It was like, oh no, it's next week. So anyway, but yeah, we're going to talk about everything good about K-pop Demon Hunters. I've got pretty much all the most recent news about it pulled up. So we'll talk about that in just a moment. But thank you again for your super chat and getting us on our way tonight. All right. So I saw this the other day and we didn't really get a chance to talk about it, but we all know that I really like Eternals. Eternals is a movie that I think in hindsight is going to end up being something that people remember very fondly. They're going to go back and watch it and be like, oh, it wasn't as bad as I remember. Because go ahead.
Every time I think back to it, I just see Sprout getting knocked in the head and painting.
So yeah, I think fondly about it. And so Kamal here says that he signed on for 6 Marvel movies when he was cast as the superhero Kingo in Marvel's Eternals. And the quote here is, "It got really bad reviews and it didn't do that well. It shattered me too much. It's like that's when I was like, oh, I need to go to therapy to figure this out. You're like, this is the next 10 years of my life, so I'll be doing Marvel movies every year." And then none of that happened. So what I want to say about this that's really interesting is this is probably a similar contract to what everybody got. So Angelina Jolie, pretty much everybody that was connected to this movie got a multi-year contract or multi-movie contract, however you put it.
Except for the ones that died. But
yeah, but I mean, the thing is, we found out in the movie, spoiler alert, that they can come back. So these characters could come back even if they were killed off in this movie because of the way they designed the Eternals. But yeah, this is pretty sad to go in and you sign like a multi-movie contract and then the movie doesn't financially do well. Let's not even talk about like, word of mouth or what people are saying about it, but just it doesn't financially do well. So you end up in a situation where Marvel just decides they don't want to do anything with it. or they don't want to move forward with it. Now that we know that obviously Doomsday and Secret Wars is happening, they're going to do a soft reset. So these characters may not even be a factor.
Eternals will return. Ha!
Yeah, exactly. I still believe that this is. I still believe this movie is good. You know what I mean? I'm not somebody that's like, oh, it's a 10 out of 10 movie. I don't think that, but I think it was a good movie, and I think a lot of the hate it got was unwarranted, to be quite honest.
That and I think they will return just to like kind of basically say that they were good on their promise about Eternals returning. And same thing with Star-Lord and all these other ones, Hercules. I think we're going to see them and them getting wiped out or something like that. Like small cameos.
Yeah. James Gunn at least gave actors the heads up instead of making them sign a multi-film contract and taking that away. I think that's going to be a problem, though. Let me tell you why that's going to be a problem. Because we're going to be dealing with something similar to what we're dealing with the Batman Part 2. Contracts are good and bad. Let me explain what the good thing about them is. So the good thing about contracts is that it locks you in. You know you're going to get a certain amount of money. Like, even though he didn't fulfill his contract, they still owe him a certain amount of money. So he's going to get something out of it, one way or the other. So you know a certain amount of money. You're hoping that you'll get multiple movies out of it. And it makes sure that you keep your schedule clear because you have an obligation for these things. So X amount of time you have to clear on your schedule to do these projects. That's the good thing, is that it really does keep a standard out there. The bad thing is when you end up in a situation like his, where the projects don't happen, you probably get some sort of reduced rate on what they owe you. So you're not getting the full amount that you were going to get. And all that time you set aside to do the films, you end up not doing. So I think that's an issue for him. And any actor specifically that gets involved with one of these like multi-contract deals. So it's a double-edged sword. It's just unfortunately a situation where when James Gunn says this to people, say for example, Millie Alcock. Oh, Jake has arrived. Oh, good to see you, Jake. Jake is in the house. Millie Alcock. What happens if they don't have her under contract for her movie and then her schedule fills up and she can't film I know it's already filmed, but I'm using this as an example. Say that was the case, and she couldn't film Supergirl for 3 years, right? Then they would be shit out of luck, and that character wouldn't get used.
Pretty much.
So these contracts are good and bad. It really just depends on what happens. In this scenario, it was bad because he got fucked over, and probably everybody on the Eternals got fucked over when they decided to do all of these rearrangings of characters.
I wonder if they strung him on for like 2 years or 3 years, trying to figure out a way to utilize their characters, and then decided not to do them.
They didn't know what they were going to do with their characters. That's the problem.
Because keep in mind, it didn't mean they were all going to come back together in the same movie. Everybody probably had a different contract with a different amount of movies in it, and so 100%, 100%.
When you just look at the past 2 phases, really, you compare it to phase 1 through and 3. I mean, and I know people make these comparisons all the time, but look at it like this. Think about all your new characters that you've introduced in phase 4.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them you have only seen in a single outing, and they have been very poorly placed into the universe as far as where they're going to appear next when. So much so that this is probably the most egregious example I can think of, with an exception of What If, we haven't seen Simu Liu's Shang-Chi since his own movie. And that's almost 4 years old. And the next time you're going to see him is in this Avengers movie where, he's meeting all these other people, a lot of whom I've never met before. And
right.
That's why it was kind of easier to bring all your people together in Infinity War, because a lot of your people already knew each other. And the main people who didn't were Doctor Strange and the Guardians, and they were pretty easily integrated because, they met one side of the universe that we had all already known.
Yeah.
Anyway.
What's that? What is that noise?
It's annoying.
Hold on. Did I
think you hit the water button.
A water button? What is
I
a
don't
water
know.
button?
It sounds like a water button.
Someone's water broke. Anyway.
I'm sorry. Finish. I didn't hear it for a second, and then all of a sudden I heard it. I was like, "What is that noise?" So, a water sound, the camera falling. What is going on?
1 second. There we go.
Oh my God! It looks like the sun had exploded over there for a second.
Man, that was a odd
string
of circumstances.
Oh, we do have poltergeist in here. What's going on? I feel like there's something happening.
I fucking hate that movie. Don't talk to me about that movie. I hate that movie so much. But
sounded like a white noise machine set on waterfall. I have one. Maybe someone doing pranks. I think it was 3Dub probably.
What I was getting at is that like it's easier to bring in all those people when most of your cast already know each other. Is what I'm getting at. You're bringing in people where your Fantastic Four have never met these guys. Your other new Avengers, not the ones that are titled New Avengers, but your other new Avengers haven't collectively worked together before, and you're bringing in all these X-Men from God knows where, so it's just a whole big thing.
This counts, by the way.
I don't have access to sound effects like
right. I would say Marvel Zombies probably counts towards his contract. If he's contracted to do X amount of projects, that's probably one of them, most likely.
By the way, new Marvel Zombies costumes got added to Marvel Future Fight lately.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah,
that's
go get
cool.
those. They got Cap, Strange, Falcon, and I forget who the last one was, but new ones were recently added.
That's awesome. Screwface Capone here with the $5 super chat, counting towards the goal. Thank you so much. On the road to getting my new computer. Problem is that they look at these films like a product instead of a piece of art. It lives and dies based solely on numbers. The studio does 100%. You're right.
Especially in the Chapek area when they were just cranking them out one after the other.
Yeah. This is why it's baffling to me. And we're going to be talking about all the superhero movies this year, the big four. We're going to talk about those in a moment. It's one of the topics tonight. But the studio never looks beyond what that return on investment is, which I've talked about this before.
The return another comic movie coming out in about a month or so.
Which one are you counting?
Mortal Kombat.
Oh, okay. I'm excited for that. Actually, I want to see that.
Me too. I'm one of the people who loved the first movie.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch the first one again. Yeah. So and this is a good segue. Matter of fact, we will jump into the next topic after the super chat. But the problem is the studios themselves don't want to give concessions for art because they just want that return on investment. They want to see that money in the bank account. You know what I mean? The dollar bills. That's all they care about.
Yep. And then they leave it on the motherfucking table when they have the chance to do something good.
Absolutely.
Oh, I didn't show you this yet. I'm not lying when I say this. Some people who saw Party Nation and Council already know this, but I was at Walmart the other day, picked up this little beauty.
Oh, wow.
Batman?
And I'm not joking. Okay. So, ordinarily these things go for like $25 to $30, right? Well, there was either some screw up with the machine over at the register, or some divine intervention did this. I paid $3 for this thing.
That's pretty crazy.
$3 whole. I was like, damn, that's a steal.
Yeah. All right. So we're going to talk about one of the main topics for the Reloaded channel. We're going to do this one first. Again, before we get into this topic, if you guys are thinking of super chatting tonight on either channel, let's go over what the bonuses are. If we get the 10 teal super chats on the Reloaded channel, we're doing mega topics on this one. So this is a mega topic super chat goal. Okay. And what this is non top 10 topics.
What?
They're topics that are not rankings. So they're things what we discussed that are not list, right? That are not top 5 list. There's a ranking in here, but not the way we normally do it. So these are conversational things. They're big discussions.
Well, we've had a few of those that have won before.
Yes, but this is all those. There's no top 5s in this at all. Okay. So these are going to be for next month. We're going to do a stream dedicated because we're going to have a slow month in September for superhero content. So one of the streams will be dedicated to this. The first big topic, and you guys can vote on this in the Reloaded channel. Can Doomsday and Secret Wars score big? What we want to talk about is not just the financial aspects of it, but fan reception and what we're expecting from it. So that is what we are doing with that. The second one is, should anime be the next big thing? And we're going to discuss whether or not we think anime should be the focus for Hollywood. That should be an interesting topic. The next one on the poll is superhero media needs a reset, like a hard reset. Basically, like a few years off, and then we just dust it off and start over again. And people can bring their own arguments to that, whether they believe it or disbelieve it. That's what the discussion will be. And the last one, and this one will be like a tier maker ranking board. So this will be the only thing that's like a ranking thing. Ranking all, 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 and I have to do a lot of research for this. So if this wins, it's going to be, if this wins, it's a lot of work for me. Okay. Ranking all DC and Marvel films. So all of them on a tier maker board.
Wow.
So that's a lot of work, but if it wins, I will do it, and that will be one of our topics. That will take an entire stream.
Yeah.
4 hours stream.
An entire stream. Well, Maestro Anime is already big, but Hollywood hasn't gotten the message yet. That's what I'm talking about. Like whether or not Hollywood should start investing more in anime. And we could do a whole discussion on that. That's on the Reloaded channel. So if we hit the goal over there, that's what it's going to be. We are 3 out of 10. We do have another super chat we'll look at in just a second. If you are on the Debunks channel, it's 5 super chats over there. And that is going to be a bonus reaction stream, and you guys get to pick the channel that I focus on. The 4 options over there are The Critical Drinker, Nerdrotic, Jester Bell, or Ranting for Vengeance. So if you would like to donate over there, you can. If you want to jump back and forth and donate for both polls, you can do that as well. Pretty much whatever it is you decide you want to do. Okay. But thank you so much. Those are the things we're going to be doing. And let's look at the super chat we have right now, number 3, which is Lone Wolf. $5 super chat and a channel member. I blame the Parliament for making phases 4 and 5 all screwy, not Kevin. People don't bring up enough except Jake and Sean when he does MCU rankings. Jake as in Jake, you Jake?
I'm guessing they meant me, yeah, because I've talked about it before.
And Sean, obviously, Sean Chandler, I'm guessing is yes. Who you're talking about, Lone Wolf. Yeah.
Does he talk about it too?
I'm guessing so. I haven't seen it. But I do agree, because Kevin Feige is not only the guy that kind of holds stuff together in terms of like what comes out when, in terms of the lineup of films and TV shows.
I tried to give a small explanation because people were asking what the Parliament is. I tried to give a small explanation there.
Oh, yeah. I actually think it's pretty self-explanatory, but thank you for putting it down there. The people that make the final call on everything is the executives at the top. Yep. They're the ones that pull the trigger on everything. They're also the ones that dump things off the side of the ship.
And that's why whenever you see these actors doing these interviews, like one of the most famous examples is David Harbour, but also Elizabeth Olsen has done this. Whenever one of those actors refers to, they went and did this behind the scenes, or they wanted to make these changes, they is the Parliament that they're referring to. That's very often the case whenever they say that. They're just keeping it ambiguous. Yes, silhouetted animator, essentially.
Yeah. I see a lot of people talking about the anime topic. I don't want to talk about it now, which is why it's on the board. We will talk about it if it wins on the board. So if you want to talk about it, vote and super chat to get it through. So that's basically it. But thank you guys so much. And thank you, Lone Wolf, for contributing as well. I
feel like that's going to win now.
Maybe. I think those are interesting topics. I thought they were good. So
because I was mentioned in that super chat, am I getting half a residual check? Kidding.
Yeah, I'll give you half of the half because that's what YouTube gives us. So like $1.25.
That's $1.25 more than I had.
Sure.
It's almost enough for a 5-hour energy drink.
It's not. Is it good? Is it still good for Arizona tea? I don't know if that's still 99 cents or not.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
Not here anyway.
Yeah. So I saw this today, and it's the first time in 14 years no comic book movie will hit 700 million globally. And we have a picture of Superman here, and then we have all of the numbers over here. Now I want to point out, Fantastic Four is going to cross 500 million, and they might have already done that by now. They had a really good weekend this past weekend, and we're going into a holiday weekend. So I'm assuming it is going to end up around 520, 530, somewhere around there. But I thought this was interesting. I thought it'd be an interesting topic to talk about because I don't think these numbers represent quality of these films.
Nope.
And this is why I've said I think there's something else going on in entertainment. And I've looked up the numbers. Movies are underperforming anyway, but I thought we needed to focus in on these because these are the big four this year.
Yeah. No, numbers don't represent quality because you look at ones that made much more than this, and you look at them now, and they're often regarded as much weaker entries.
Yeah.
Even though they made a lot more money than these films.
So Ramon here says 700 is such an arbitrary number. Yeah, I think they're just saying that they looked at and I went back and double checked their math. They looked at every year for the last 14 years, and every year a movie crossed 700, and Superman is the highest, obviously, for the year. And that's why they stopped there. It is an arbitrary number. I don't think there's any relevance to it in terms of like a $1 billion thing or whatever. I think it's just relevant to the four movies that came out this year. But I do think it's an important conversation to have because it is interesting that in the last 14 years we haven't had a year where a superhero movie didn't make at least 700 million one of the years. Yeah. And I think COVID is off the board because some of those years nothing was released. Well,
even then, even on the ones where they were, so leave the year 2020 out.
Yeah.
But every year after that, 2021, 2, 3, and 4, you still had ones that did, and those, at least those first 2 years, were still considered pandemic era.
Yes, yeah. There is an era of a block of time where the pandemic affected everything because it was the restrictions. People have to remember there were restrictions in place, so a lot of theaters weren't open, and some theaters had limited capacity. So you have to factor that in. You have to 100%. You can't ignore that. That's just the reality of it. But let's.
So what an animator had actually made over 900 million. It did almost crack the billion mark.
Yeah. I would say the pandemic era would officially end when all of the restrictions went away. So let me double check when that was. Hold on, I'll double check.
I will say the sickness never actually goes away.
No. Like I'm talking specifically about the restrictions that they had on theater.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it becomes less lethal. But at the start, it was deadly. So.
All right, let's see. Hold on. Let's see. It was June of 2023 was when most places lifted their full restrictions. So up until June of 2023, most places were on full or some limited COVID restrictions.
Nice. Right as we were entering strike season.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. So yeah, there we go.
Yo, Tony, what's up?
Who is Lance fighting with?
I don't know.
Wait, hold on. I want to see the original comment here.
A long time ago, in a comment.
Superman was mid to me. I was like, I had to scroll up a long way to get to that. Get up that. Lance says, to be honest, you were never going to like it. You had your mind made up in January. So that's funny.
Well, I mean, at least neither one of them lied about seeing the movie.
True that. Okay. Great timing. We have Ronan joining us.
Ronan, what's up?
Yo, Unchained.
What was that? 3Dub?
Daddy Unchained.
Is there an inside joke that I'm not aware of there?
I have not. So first of all, I didn't know that I was still set up in my title.
He's just labeling
it
correctly.
What is that?
I have no idea.
Am I hitting something on accident? Is that what's happening?
Yeah, I think it's you.
Hold on, let me move out of the window here. I got another window open.
That's not the kind of waterfall y'all are used to seeing online.
Apparently, he was way about Daddy. That's a Lance joke. I can't believe I used that.
Oh, okay. I see what happened here. All right. Never mind. It shouldn't happen again. I just lowered the volume on it.
I was like, what's up with the Niagara Falls sound effect? Jesus.
And now we're in Bikini Bottom.
No, I was just showing 3Dub earlier. There's like a new soundboard on StreamYard.
That's hasn't that been a thing?
Not like this. It's like they have their own sound effects in there. And I had the window open on the other side, and I guess my mouse was hitting it when I was scrolling over here.
Oh.
I would think the SpongeBob one would be copyrighted because it's SpongeBob.
It's too short. It's like less than 4 seconds, so it's really hard for AI to.
TikTok creators don't get canned for using that stuff, then this is fine.
Yeah. All right, sorry. Anyway, let's get back to this over here. So the way I look at this is, and we talked about it before, which is why I thought this was a good segue, that studios only care about money. That's all they care about at the end of the day. The only time I will say it did not totally depend on the money, the only one is the Superman movie, right? Because the Superman movie, the studio just wanted people to like it and they wanted to make their budget back. That was essentially where they went into it. And I believe that they probably would, even though it's over 600 million and it's still making money in theaters. I think it might even get close to 620, maybe 625.
Yeah, people were under the impression that because it went to digital that it was being removed from theaters, and that's not the case.
Right. So I think it's going to end up around 625, and that doesn't count on digital. It's probably going to make another 50 million. So at the end of the day, it will get close to 700 million total in just sales. But I think honestly, all of these movies had different issues that affected them, and it's really funny that no one. I mean, we talk about it. When I say no one, I mean no, like anyone but us that I've seen doesn't talk about it. Actually, I think
they're not like us.
Not like us, right?
Can't believe I just said that. Jesus, why did
I was about to say, is that a Kendrick Lamar reference?
Yeah, I don't know why I did that.
So my scale on this, like if we're talking about quality, I think there's only, out of these 4 movies, there's only one that's not, in my opinion, not very rewatchable. I think 3 of the 4 of these are rewatchable films. And that's usually how I judge whether or not I really like something, is whether I would watch it again. I think 3 of the 4 of these are rewatchable to me personally.
Is it Brave New World?
Yes, that's the one that I don't think is very rewatchable.
I disagree personally, but
I mean, in the terms that you would rewatch it, or that it's the only one that's not.
I mean, I would rewatch it.
I mean, after a certain amount of time, I would rewatch it too.
Well, when I say rewatch it, I don't mean like I will never ever watch it again because I hate it. I'm meaning like for a sit down and I want to watch something because I'm bored, I would put on the other 3 before I would put on Brave New World. Brave New World would be the absolute last choice I would make.
If that was the criteria, I'm going to sound super mean here. If that was the criteria, then there's only one of these I'd go with.
Okay, so let's do this then. Let's play this game because I think this is interesting. If you were sitting down to watch a movie, like these are the 4 options you have. You don't have anything else on streaming. You have nothing else in your house. These are the 4 options you have. If you're bored and you were sitting down to watch these movies, what would be your order of what you would watch again, starting from worst to best? Okay.
I'll go last because mine's controversial.
Okay. Well, I'm going to say for me, Brave New World is the last for me. I would probably not even want to watch something and instead of watching that one. The only time I'll ever watch Brave New World again is if there's something in it that's relevant to another movie and I need to refresh my memory about it, because I just think the third act for me isn't very good. So I really don't want to watch that again. My third one would be Fantastic Four. I think Fantastic Four is a rewatchable movie, but it's not one that I would watch over my top 2. Superman would be number 2 for me, and I would totally watch Thunderbolts over and over and over again. I think it is the best movie out of these 4 movies. I think it's got the best story. I think it's got the best dialogue. I think it's got the best tone. I think Thunderbolts is the best superhero movie of the year, in my opinion. But Superman, for me, is a strong second. And then the other 2, obviously Fantastic Four and Brave New World, follow up. I think Fantastic Four is a lot better than Brave New World, but it's number 3 for me because it's a list of 4, and I have to put them in the order that I would watch them in. Thunderbolts, for me, I would rewatch over and over and over again. Anyway.
So for me, it would be Fantastic Four as the best that I would watch first.
Okay.
Then Superman, because I am a Superman fan, and I really like fun movies. Third is actually Thunderbolts.
Okay.
And then second, last is Brave New World.
Okay, so we agree on the last one. You agree with me that Captain America's release. Okay. Is Ronan, are you there? Or are you not there?
Yeah, I'm there.
Oh, okay, all right. Sorry, I didn't know if you were busy or not. Did you hear what we were doing? The list we're making? Okay, so do you have an opinion on this at all? Like how you would rank it? If you
My
were doing,
list would
yeah. Go ahead.
my list would go the way yours did. Like I like Fantastic Four was a blast. I just think that like for the most part, I think Superman just was more. I don't know. It's weird. To me, I could really go back and forth either way on any day between FF or Superman.
Okay.
But Thunderbolts is the one that I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm still hunting it down on Blu-ray. I'm trying to find a Blu-ray for it. Like, that's how much I dug that one.
I think Thunderbolts in I don't. This is very subjective, and it's going to sound very like snooty or pretentious, I guess. I think Thunderbolts is like cinema. Like I think it's a movie that by itself is cinematic in a way that doesn't even need any of the Marvel branding. It's a good movie. You could take that same story and replace those characters with other types of characters and still get a good movie out of it. Like that's really what it is. Yeah. All the other movies rely on the source material, and I think what Thunderbolts got as a benefit of it is none of those characters are like main lead characters that everybody would go and watch. It's a group of like ragtag characters that you just kind of throw together into a team. And I think to me, that's what made it really good.
You're talking about relying on the source material too. None of those characters are main players in the Thunderbolt comics. So.
True. Well, and if we're talking about that, the one thing I didn't like is the fact that it didn't lean into like the real Thunderbolt stuff, which I think is a negative.
There was one scene where not really seen, but through one character where I haven't seen hardly anyone talk about this.
Right.
But I'm convinced that this is what they were doing. That character that they refer to, the one that Bucky's talking to on and off throughout the movie, Mel is what they kept calling her. Her last name is Gold. Alyssa Gold.
Yeah, I know where you're going with this. Yeah.
I picked that up right there. I'm like, okay, I see what you're doing.
So that would be my one knock against it, is that it doesn't lean too heavily into that. But I think because it doesn't, it frees it up to be whatever it wants.
Right.
I actually think
that was for the people like us who were like, oh, hey, yeah.
Yeah. I actually think, and then I'll let you go, Jake, but I think in hindsight, waiting until the movie came out to call it New Avengers was damaging for the film.
Yeah, I agree.
I think it either should have been New Avengers from the jump, or they should have never called it New Avengers at all. Like, I think they should have picked one or the other. It was an interesting marketing idea to have everything kind of rip away after the movie came out so that it revealed to be New Avengers. Yeah. But that also fucked the momentum of the movie because it happened after the first weekend.
Yeah.
So
if this was the kind of lesson where you were going to try something that doesn't work, like if you were going to take a risk and then fail from it, I would rather this be that kind of lesson.
Yeah.
But as far as mine,
yeah, go ahead.
Mine's probably going to generate some controversy.
Go for it.
So my number one is Thunderbolts. I connected with that movie a lot. Was really enjoyable. Obviously, hit at some deep emotional moments. And it made me love some of these characters more than I already did. And the characters that I wasn't too hot on before, I gained a new appreciation for. Okay. My second is Fantastic Four. Loved the 60s aesthetic that this movie brought. One of the more unique Marvel films that we've gotten. And it kind of gives you that period piece sense that you got in a film like First Avenger. And I love the retro futuristic take that they did. Here's where the controversy happens. My number 3 is Brave New World.
Okay. I mean, I don't think it's super controversial, but okay.
But yeah, I don't know. There are things that I liked about this movie. I am fully aware that the plot is like held together, or I won't say held together, attempted to be held together by duct tape. And there are a lot of things in the plot that don't work. I will admit that. However, I do think Sam, Joaquin, and Isaiah had very entertaining dynamics throughout the movie. Isaiah didn't get to do a whole lot, which was disappointing.
Right.
But I do like Sam a lot just as Captain America. Now, Red Hulk stuff I have my issues with, but I am gonna put my number 4 as Superman.
Wow, that's more controversial to me than Captain America being number 3.
Yeah, there are.
Anybody on the panel want to rebut that? Anybody in the chat want to rebut
I
that?
have a feeling he doesn't like the flying perspective, and that throws him off.
I mean, you don't say you have a feeling. You already knew that. I've said that. But
I'm like, I remember.
The thing with Superman, there are a lot of things in this movie that work individually for me, but not a lot of them work together.
Okay.
Like, I like, I like Brosnahan as Lois. I think Corin Sweat gets the Superman side of things right. I have yet to be sold on his Clark side.
Right.
I like Mr. Terrific, like Metamorpho. I like Guy. Like, the individual things work. I didn't like Lex. And then, I don't know. Just, it felt like, this is probably going to sound like I'm blowing this out of proportion, but it felt like I was watching a modernized version of a Joel Schumacher superhero movie.
Mm.
That's what it felt like. That's
Ronan was like, had to unmute for that one.
I just, and I wanted to go into that movie really liking it, but
right.
I've gone on record as saying that, like, I am very, very hit or miss when it comes to guns stuff. There's 2 or 3 of his things I've loved. The rest I'm either meh on or I don't like. As we saw from that variety list where they like scraped the bottom of the barrel for his entries.
Speaking of that, go ahead, 3Dub.
I was going to say, like, I also hate Peacemaker, but I love Superman. So I mean, it doesn't.
It's
like
weird
that.
because it feels like Superman was a movie made by someone who thought this was the last movie they were gonna do, and had to put a lot of stuff into it, and that's why I feel like, you know what, it's not too well balanced for me. And there's fair critique and nitpicks I would bring about for that movie, but the good for me, and I'm not saying you're doing that, Jake. I'm just saying in general.
No, I'm just saying I'm surprised by the chat. I'm apparently not alone in my opinion. I thought I was gonna be.
No, I didn't think so.
And I think for me, the good outweighs the bad in that movie, and again, also I also take into account that this is the first time James is writing a character that is A-list, and it's not a D to C-list character that he can do his reimagining as much as he wants, and it's not it's not about a ragtag of team. It's about an individual and where he's at in his life and how the people around his life define him in this moment. And that's why I felt like as the first time he finally stepped into like an A-list character and an A-list property that was from the get-go, like he did good. It's not his strongest suit, but and I think I told to Darren probably early on that, like, I hope he takes some of the critique and nitpicks people have with this movie and just try it on another film and be like, you know what, maybe I should hold back on humor. Maybe I don't have to put too much into it. Just simplify it, and people will be there. Like, the movie has heart, and that says a lot. And it really expands DC universe with the Justice Gang. And again, it felt like a good episode from one of the animated shows, and yet it feels like, all right, I could see these actors playing these characters for a while now. I know people love it when people compare it to like an animated episode.
Yeah. All right. So before we ask Jake what he's laughing at, welcome, Darren. Good to see you. Lone Wolf sent a $2 super chat and a channel member. Did you see the DC grossing list on Discord that I tagged you? I'll look through it in a minute. I usually go through there about halfway through the stream to see what's on there. But we'll take a look at that in a little bit because we don't have a lot of major topics tonight. So I'll definitely give it a shot. Anyway, before I ask Darren what he thinks about this, Jake, what were you laughing at? What was funny?
It's what Jeffrey and Dalton put in the chat.
Oh, the comment, yeah.
About what? Wait, hold on. Trying to see what it was.
Darren will get it when he sees it.
Oh, is that a top hat?
That made you laugh that hard, Jake?
A little bit, yeah. Just because I was like, wait, they're doing emojis for this too.
Oh yeah, they were in my stream doing it. It's an inside joke. Sorry, Eric.
The stupid
fuck was that?
StreamYard sound effects is like a soundboard
They've
they added.
added sound effects.
Did we get corrupted by the friends or something? What,
I don't
what just
know.
happened?
I don't
Now we
know.
have a laugh track now. It's crazy.
I have to grab a drink, but while I'm grabbing that, I'll be very brief. I'm curious, Darren, what are your thoughts on this? Like the fact that superhero movies haven't broke 700 million this year, and we talked about our order. I'd love to hear your order too of where we would rank these movies in like a list of 4 from like rewatchability. Which ones we like, which ones we'll probably rewatch. What's your general thoughts on just the state of superhero movies this year? Like, and the fact that Superman is probably going to get to around 620, 625 before it leaves theaters. And that's where it's going to like stop at. Just what's your opinion on that?
It's definitely been a weird year for this. But like we've talked about it, like I don't necessarily think that because of superheroes, because of comic books. Some of it is. Some of it's, you could blame it on the current state of the MCU and stuff like that. But I just think in general, movies aren't doing well. Like people aren't following as much, and I don't know if you guys talked about it already, but like there's that big like Superman and Man of Steel argument that's been going on, where they're like, "Oh, Man of Steel made this much." It's like, yeah, but the landscape is totally different.
Why does it matter?
That too, and also just like how they marketed it was different, and how they produced it was different, and how again, like movie theater tickets are way more expensive now than they were 10 years ago.
Oh yeah,
so, like
way more than 10 years.
Right. So it's like, it's not necessarily a fair experiment. And like, we've talked about this so like unbelievably much. We have to change the metric that we call success. And right now, this is a sort of success story, right? I think Superman
You don't need to make $1 billion to be a success.
No. And like, would have been nice to make maybe a little bit more. Yeah. Like, we talked about like 700 million, I think is what everyone was kind of saying would be our ideal kind of placement for it. And I think it would have done so if it wasn't for Fantastic Four. Like, I think if there was nothing else in that month, I think it would have got there.
Yeah.
Same with
3 of them kind of released at 4 times.
Same Fantastic Four. I think Fantastic Four probably would have got up to 6
even Jurassic Park too. Like, even though people weren't the biggest fan of that, it would have done better
$1 billion.
too, if it was left alone. Because I mean, hell, Dominion hit $1 billion, and it was arguably much worse than this past movie.
Yeah, and it sucks because this is arguably one of the, I'll be honest, I think it's one of the best years for comic properties in a very long time.
Yeah, on their own, just looking at the roster, I agree.
It's been a fantastic year. Outside of one, I'd argue is like kind of lower on that scale, but like I think quality is going up and financial success is going down, and that is something we have to.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I missed your list. What did you rank your list yet?
I didn't rank them yet. I was just kind of talking about how, like, why is they scoring lower than they typically would. I went over that. My ranking would be Captain America 4.
As the bottom?
Yes. Fantastic Four 3. Superman 2. Thunderbolt 1.
That's literally the same list that I had.
Did you hear my rating?
I mean, I could guess it. I feel like I know you enough to guess it.
I would love for you to guess it. That would be funny.
That'd be funny.
Captain America 4? At 4, right?
No.
Damn it. It was either Captain America or Superman. Is Superman... Wait, you like Captain America more than Superman? That's kind of crazy to me. So it's Superman, Fantastic Four, Thunderbolts, Fantastic Four, right?
Did you say Fantastic Four twice?
I may have. Hold on. Yours would be Superman, Captain America 4, Thunderbolts, Fantastic Four.
Wrong. I had Thunderbolts first.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Very nice. So I was way wrong.
I think everybody in here rated Thunderbolts first except for 3Dub.
Go.
Mine was.
Can't call me racist now.
What was your number one, 3Dub?
My number 1 was Fantastic Four. My
Oh.
number 2 was Superman. Number 3 was Thunderbolts, and number
Get out.
4 was Brave New World.
I can't believe Thunderbolts is at number 3. To be honest, that's a little interesting.
It has
to
a
me.
serious tone. I don't like serious movies.
Okay, fair enough.
I mean,
yeah, it is serious.
If I'm like watching it, I will like a serious tone because it has nothing like you don't need to think about it as much. But
So that's
with
why you like Smallville.
when I like fun movies, I have a better time with it. So
we got a couple people chiming off with their list. We have Jose here with a $5 super chat to show off his list here. Thank you for the donation, Jose. My cat is so ever since she's gotten better. By the way, she's recovered from her surgery. Thank you guys so much for all your donations. But she's recovered.
Yay.
Ever since that's happened. Now she's like, it's hard for me to get work done.
got a CAT scan.
Yeah, exactly. I would watch Thunderbolts first, Fantastic Four. Third is Brave New World, and Jose's not watched Superman yet.
Oh, okay.
I thought
Really?
he was about to have the same rating as me, but then the
seen it,
last one
yeah.
kind of doesn't count. Man.
And we have Naruto here with the $5 super chat as well, donating to the goal. I think how close are we now? I'm just curious. I think that we're pretty close. Yeah, we're halfway, 5 out of 10 already. All right, thanks guys, appreciate it. Superman, one and only I haven't seen. 2 is Thunderbolts. Only one I haven't seen. Thunderbolts, Fantastic Four, Brave New World. A lot of people are putting Brave New World at the end of their list.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, no offense to that movie. I think it's easily the worst.
well, the thing I said earlier that I prefaced this before I even talked about it is the movies that are in the places they're in is only because there's 4 of them, and I can't put. There's nothing bad enough to actually be at the bottom, so you're going to end up with like a good movie or a decent movie at the bottom of the list, unfortunately.
Well, Eric, I was telling you earlier, I said we're technically not done for the year.
Yes, you said Mortal Kombat. So
Yeah.
Oh.
It has a comic book.
All right. Okay, here's an interesting question.
right.
I'm gonna, out of next year's lineup, how do you think prediction-wise, which do you think the order will be next year? Out of
You mean
I don't know if I said
a
that.
ranking order or whatever?
yes,
Or like a monetary order.
which one do you think will be best next year? Doomsday, Spider-Man, Clayface, Supergirl.
Wait,
Okay, are we?
next
So
year-
hold on. I need to clarify this. Are we talking about how much money they'll make or how good they're going to be?
Also,
Let's
is
do
that all-
financially,
is
because
is that all that's coming next year?
the 4 main comic book movies. Yeah. They're shows though.
No, but I thought there was a. For some reason, I thought there was another MCU one, but I think I'm thinking of 27.
There was, but I think stuff got pushed.
Yeah, everything. Gets
All right, I'm just checking the dates for everything before we talk about it. All right, so
I'm gonna say quality because I think financial is a no-brainer. The order,
Right.
Like I think that one's easy. But
So we have
which one do you think will be the best out of next year?
so we have 4 then, right?
Yes.
We have Spider-Man, Avengers, Supergirl, and Clayface.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
You said financially, right? That's what you said.
No, I said quality. because
Okay, quality wise.
I think financial's easy. I think Doomsday's obviously going to yeah.
It's either going to be that or Spider-Man. I feel like
Yeah.
there might be a little bit of a
Yeah.
fight there.
I don't know how good quality wise Doomsday is going to be. Because Infinity War and Endgame, obviously 2 sides of the same coin, but one of them is infinitely better than the other
Yeah,
one. So
one side of that coin is a little faded.
yeah. So I don't know how Avengers Doomsday is going to be. So I'm a little shaky on that one. So I would say the ones I'll do it this way. The ones that I'm the most worried about in terms of quality would be Clayface and Avengers Doomsday. I think those 2 to me are kind of iffy. I think Doomsday will be successful in another way, but I don't know about as a movie itself.
Yeah.
I have very high hopes for Supergirl only because I think they saw how much people really wanted this movie to be good, and I think DC probably made sure the quality was there. I mean, I hope so based on the reception we've had from her. I mean, people went crazy seeing her in episode 1 of Peacemaker. So,
I mean, I love the source material that they're adapting. So
yeah, I would say for me, the one that I think is probably going to be the best quality based on the director is Spider-Man Brand New Day.
Yeah, and I mean, I honestly like the guy that they have directing Clayface. I think Mike Flanagan's going to do great there.
Yeah, I just don't have enough information on what that movie is because we don't really know. We know it's going to be a dark film and it's going to deal with body horror type stuff, but I don't really know.
So here's kind of a theory for you, and this is just a tinfoil hat thing here. What if there are multiple of these villain type movies? Now, obviously, that gives flashbacks to all the bad ones that we've suffered over the last 6 years, but what if they put it in a way to kind of like what Creature Commandos did? Whenever you see the Dr. Phosphorus-centric episode, and you end up seeing Batman, but from his perspective,
That'd be great. Yeah.
looks threatening, looks like looks a little bit menacing. So what if they kind of bring Batman back to his urban legend kind of roots, or in the shadows roots, and act as almost like an antagonist in these villain movies like Clayface?
So now Clayface is in the DCU, right?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. No,
Okay.
it is. And it's like if they have Batman there acting kind of like.
Can I throw a grenade onto your idea for a second, though?
When do you not?
I don't see how Batman can be an urban legend in this world.
Well, we also don't know the timeline because like this.
We don't, but I mean, like it would be very hard for a human being who's a vigilante to be an urban legend in the DCU.
Right, but what I'm getting at is like you just see him from the shadows. Maybe you see the white eyes, so you don't have to cast anybody yet.
Right.
But he's
you mean like
acting like a force of nature?
Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah. I think that would be okay. I'd be okay with that.
Yeah.
I mean,
that would actually make sense for a villain-led movie. Do something like that to where your hero is the antagonist of that story, because that's something. A lot of those villain-led movies, especially the ones from Sony, could have been so much more successful if they followed that formula.
Yeah.
Make Spider-Man the antagonist in a Venom movie. Make Superman or Shazam or whoever the hell you want the antagonist in a Black Adam movie. That same sort of thing.
They sort of did it in the Arrowverse where Flash was like, Batman's real?
My issue, and this might be a hot take or maybe a lukewarm take, but I have always had a hard time, and the DCEU is a good example of this. Outside of the animated world and in the comics, Batman being in that world doesn't work very well for me.
Wait, what?
In the world of like the Justice League and stuff, because he just doesn't. We're talking about the kind of threats that in a cartoon you can make him jump around and do things and stuff like that, and it's a cartoon. It doesn't matter, right? Comic book, same situation. In live action, when you saw, like, let's look at the third act or fourth act or whatever of fucking BVS. We saw how absolutely difficult it was for Batman to be useful in a battle against a creature of that level. Because realistically, he's running around in like spandex. You know what I mean? He's just a human running around in spandex. And what I'm saying by that is it's like the Hawkeye situation. Hawkeye is not a main character in the MCU for a specific reason. He's just up against characters that are much more powerful than him, and they don't know how to make him useful in a massive, huge fight. And I think Batman is going to suffer that same thing unless you give him a million gadgets and turn him into like an Iron Man character.
In fairness,
he had the gadgets though in BVS, like they were placed around everywhere. But he had all the kryptonite weapons.
But he still was not. He was not in the forefront like Wonder Woman and Superman was.
Well, when you get to Justice League, you could say he was.
Right, but he was also still a Batman or Iron Man-esque character. He wasn't like he wasn't a detective on the streets of Gotham. You know what I'm saying?
No, I mean, I feel like we would have got there eventually had Affleck continued, but.
Okay, let me play devil's advocate that I hate making because I don't like this comparison when people make it. Arrow, I think, is kind of an example of like how you can do that right. Mm-hmm. Like I don't like he's just Batman but green. But like we saw Oliver Queen take on a lot of very powerful characters, and to me that felt very in line with what that version of the character is.
Yeah.
And I think, what you're describing has only been really attempted really well once, and that was the DCEU. So I'm curious to see what they do and how they write it. I think it's all a writing thing. I'm just how good of a writer you are.
Writing and presentation.
I just want to throw this out there. The only way they can make Batman work in the DCU, in my opinion, and Julia here sort of taps into this, and I think other people have said this as well. It's going to have to be a more animated style Batman in live action and less like this is why I said that the Batman, the Pattinson one does not work in the DCU.
No.
At all, right?
Tonally,
it just doesn't. Right. It just doesn't. So you have to take true. You have to take Batman and make Batman like in all honesty, not even the comic book version. Like let's just look at every Batman that we can remember in our mind. In my head, the only one that works in a live action setting would be if you copy and paste with a few tweaks the animated Batman.
Yeah.
That's the only one that really works in my
I
opinion.
mean, hell, this one's a little bit of a. This one's very specific, but you know, I kind of look at what they did with Michael Keaton's Batman and the Flash, and I'm like, with some added bells and whistles, with some added bells and whistles, and age him down like 30 years. I'd say you could get pretty close to what that Timverse Batman would have looked like, or that DC AMU Batman.
I'm more leaning towards the DC animated movie Batman, the one in all the Justice League movies. I just feel like that one works better. You have to for me, you have to give Batman a clear reason to be there. Otherwise, he feels like a bystander in most of those big battles.
And honestly, like Batman in the DCEU was supposed to be like 20 years like experience, right?
Yes.
And he was fooled like so fast by Lex. I'm like stupidly fooled. I'm like, how?
The DCEU. Gotcha. Okay,
yeah, I'm like,
yeah.
How the heck did that get over your head?
Let me just give an example of what I mean. Like, if you look at the what was the name of that movie? Now I'm blanking on it. The Justice League movie where the crime syndicate and the Justice League fought each other. What was the title of that one? No.
Crisis on Two Earths. I think,
Crisis on Two Earths. That one, right?
Fantastic.
That one. That's the kind of Batman I want from like that movie, because that gave Batman a focused story within a grand story, and it allowed him to be an important element of the story that they were telling. If Batman shows up in a movie and you have a lot of these other characters that are not major characters, how does Batman stand out? That's going to be the real hard thing for James to do with his Batman, is make his Batman stand out in a world where characters that are overlooked are considered amazing. Like Mr. Terrific, absolutely amazing character. So glad that he's getting his flowers. I love that for him. But when you have characters like that, super smart, with that level of technology, where does that leave Batman in the DCU?
So, to kind of
what does he bring to the table?
Back on that a little bit, I feel like they're going to introduce this Batman in kind of a way, or maybe they won't introduce him like this, but I feel like we're going to see elements of what you got in the animated movie Justice League Doom, where he is just so, he is the brilliant mastermind. Like, people like Terrific might be scientifically smart, but Batman is 10 steps ahead of everybody. Yeah. Like, he has prepared for everything. He studies people. He learns.
So Darren's suggestion of like an Oliver Queen Arrow style Batman.
In a way, yeah, but maybe written with a little less
melodrama, yeah.
And that's what I liked about Doom specifically is, whenever they're debating whether or not he made the right call by making plans to go against them, Batman says, if you guys can't see the danger of an out of control Justice League, then I don't need to be here. And this is the best moment of the movie. Superman goes, none of us would ever do that to you. You're all damn fools. Like, if you don't have a plan to go against someone like that, you're an idiot.
Yeah. I also like the version of Batman where Batman's everyone's trying to turn themselves in, and they're trying to convince Batman of turning himself in. I'm like, he's like, I am literally a part timer. Mm-hmm. You are not going to do this to me. So Batman now.
I would say here, like, at first I thought that's what we're going to get, but based on James Gunn's comments, I don't know if that's what we're going to get. I think Batman is going to be a little bit more of like the quote unquote straight guy, and the not sexuality wise, but like, in humor, like the non comedic relief character.
Batman has a different sense of humor compared to a lot of other characters.
It's dry. It's dry and very sarcastic.
It's dry, sarcastic, blunt, unforgiving. You know, like one of the more comical moments of Timverse is whenever Superman's whining about how Darkseid traumatized him. Batman walks up to him, and goes, "So he manipulated your mind and turned you against people you know and made you see your worst nightmares." I'm paraphrasing a little bit there, but he looks at him and goes, "Cry me a river." That sort of stuff. That's Batman's humor.
Yeah, and you know, if I was like writing up this movie, if I was like going into like writing people, I would make all this like a narrative of. I think that'd be a very interesting, like main arc for Batman or Bruce to go on, where like he's been used to doing this by himself. He's the only hero for many years. And slowly you have the Justice Gang and Superman and Mr. Terrific and Supergirl. And like maybe it's a movie about those insecurities, about how he's looking upon the world and how is he preparing. You know, this is a movie about his son, you know, about him. I don't know how fresh Damian is going to be in the DCU. Did he just get him or has it been a while? But like maybe that's his worry of like, well, how do I train you to be a hero when there's people with laser vision and, you know, flight and the magic orbs and stuff like that, you know. So it's like I think that would like I would lean into it, and I don't know what villain that you would do to like combat that, but like have it be a more, I mean, not supernatural villain, but a more fantastical villain, maybe like a Man-Bat or something that's like that.
Yes.
Is a little out of.
Sorry,
like,
I got thrown off by something Darren just sent me, but do that Man-Bat thing because they need
cool.
what I've been saying. If you're gonna do a movie where you're gonna introduce Damian as Robin, go down the Grant Morrison Batman and Son / Son of Batman animated route, where you get Man-Bat, Kirk Langstrom, and you get Talia and the army of Man-Bat ninjas. That is how you set the stage for a fantastical Batman to not only in tone but like also in appearance. Like I think they should really go for the dark blue that they attempted to do in the Flash but fucked up. Go for that to not only visually contrast from Pattinson, but just tonally. And that would be your way to do it. Plus, it would be a Batman villain that hasn't been used in live action before with Man-Bat. And yes, Talia has had live action appearances, but not a good one in a movie. And it's been a good while since that's why I said it's been a good while since she's appeared in live action anywhere. She's never had a good one in a movie. So
yeah, that's fair.
One of the
it's weird that both Al Ghul's sisters have had the same amount of live action appearances. That's kind of funny.
One of the moments I really want to see in live action Batman is him having Kryptonite in his utility belt. Just as a life insurance policy.
I would be really happy with them just really leaning into like the stuff that Batman is that we didn't get in any of the other live action stuff. You know?
Batman's kind of. Sorry.
No, I was just gonna say, like, if they go for that blue and gray suit, they probably won't do this, but I would absolutely fucking love it if they went, the Deadpool or the Wolverine route and gave them the white comic book guys. They probably won't do it.
There's so many arguments about that online. We'll save that for another night. But like, there's an argument about like superheroes and white eyes, and we'll do a separate thing about that.
It looked pretty sick on Hugh Jackman.
We're not gonna go down that route because it's. I'm gonna say this is a great topic, and I think that people have a lot of opinions on it, and I think it would make a great like bonus topic to have about masks and stuff like that.
Batwoman.
Yeah.
Wait. What?
The white eyes on that.
So we are quickly before we jump into the next topic. We are 5 out of 10 super chats. We just need 5 more teal super chats to get this.
I'll send you a photo.
Darren. So these are the choices.
A bad show.
Darren, these are the choices for this is a mega topic that people are getting to vote on. It's not just a top 5 list. These are mega topics. I don't know if you voted or not, but if we reach our goal today, which is 5 more super chats in the Reloaded channel. Can Doomsday and Secret Wars score big is one of the topics we'll be talking about creatively and financially if that one wins. The other one is, should anime be the next big thing? Basically, should Hollywood go all in on anime and live action anime stuff, considering what's happening right now with a lot of that? Superhero media needs a reset, basically arguing whether or not they should just reset everything and start over. I thought that would be a fun topic. And then the last one, which is going to be a lot of work for me, and it looks like the chat wants me to do a lot of work because it's winning by a pretty big percentage, which is ranking, and I mean this when I say this, ranking all DC and Marvel films on a tier maker list.
About 137 films.
Yeah. So
Might
we're
be a
going
multiple part.
That'd be funny. Now, how funny
Maybe.
would that be if I just pulled that random number out and it ended up being it?
We'll have to see. But anyway, we are 5 out of 10 super chats in the Reloaded channel away from that. We need 5 more teal super chats, and then we will figure out which one we're going to do. So there's some interesting ones. Can you imagine we get to rank like the all of the really bad Marvel movies from like the mid 90s to the mid 2000s? That would be a lot of fun.
Captain America 1990. Let's go.
Right, exactly.
Half the video, I'm just like, I don't know. Man.
Yeah. All right. So the next topic I want to talk about is
Aaron's just like, I've never been.
all right. So the biggest thing on the internet right now is this K-pop Demon Hunters movie that came out on Netflix and recently got released in theaters, limited theaters. Right here, K-pop Demon Hunters 2 is officially in the works at Netflix and Sony, and it's really just taking the world by storm. Let's first, before we even get into what I want to talk about this, let's just look. I've got the list over here. I think where is it at? Did I do it over here? No, I did it on this computer. Where's it at here? No, did I? I guess I didn't do it. Oh, sorry. Guess I didn't do it. Oh no, I did. Here it is.
I keep seeing this pop up all over Facebook.
No, what the K-pop Demon Hunters?
Yes.
Have you not watched it yet?
No.
So you haven't seen it, and 3Dub hasn't seen it. Have you seen it, Darren?
I have, yeah.
Okay. All right. Good. I don't feel so alone here. I watched it the day it came out. Okay. So right now it is the #1 most watched Netflix film ever. 236 million views. So it's beat Red Notice.
Finally.
That was the most watched Netflix movie?
It was.
Somehow.
Yeah.
I have not met a single person who watched that movie.
Yeah. I don't know how that was
Watched
#1, but it was.
I mean,
It wasn't a good movie. That's the thing. It wasn't a good
no,
movie.
it wasn't. I mean, if you really want to watch a movie that has the word red in it and it stars The Rock, just watch that bad Christmas movie.
Yeah. So this movie continues strong with virtually zero audience drop off over multiple weeks, which means people are just watching it over and over and over again.
It's kids.
Yeah.
Kids are watching it over and over and over and over again.
It's kind of like the Coco Melon thing on Netflix. If you ever log in, it's always in the top 10.
It's like Moana again, where
Yeah.
kids are just watching that. Yeah.
Netflix has dubbed it a cultural phenomenon. I agree with that. With talks underway for a sequel. Yeah, go ahead, Jake.
Say, Darren, be careful what you say, because you said it's like Moana again. Now that you've said that, in less than a decade, we're going to get a live action announcement of this.
They already, it's not in the works, but there were talks, and then they had to be like, wait, guys, we're not doing it right now, and it's like, oh my god, all right.
How did I call this?
So we've got multiple follow-up projects, series spinoff, short films in between the big films, and live action spinoff, and possibly a musical.
Yeah.
For the first time ever, Netflix ventured into theaters with this film with a 2-day limited theatrical release and also sing-along event. This is why it's so big. Not only did they get the theaters that were willing to do it, they had theaters that were willing to allow people to sing along with it, right? Yeah. This was held from the 23rd to the 24th. In those 2 days, it made $20 million in theaters. In those 2 days. Limited release. Okay? Wow. According to box office tracking, the film earned a total domestic box office of $19.7 million, so almost $20 million, during the weekend from 1,700 theaters, making it the top domestic box office for a Netflix film. More than 1,000 sold-out sing-along screenings occurred across U.S., Canada, Australia, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. The film's soundtrack has a record-breaking 4 songs charting simultaneously in the Hot 100 Top 10. Yeah. The standout track "Golden" made history, becoming the #1 song on Billboard Hot 100 from a K-pop girl group, fiction or real. And they'd not had a #1 girl group song on the Hot 100 since 2001 from a girl group, and that was Destiny's Child. Golden also led the Billboard Global 200, charted number 1 in 14 countries. The other song that's really big, this is the one I get requests for, is Soda Pop, which is the boy band song in the there. It's number 3 and number 3 on the top 200 global and number 5 on the Hot 100. Twice's Strategy featured in the soundtrack achieved personal best at Hot 100. It was the number 57. And that's a K-pop group. The soundtrack itself debuted impressively on the Billboard 200, becoming the highest debut soundtrack of 2025. And there's a lot more stuff here. We're not going to get into that. But what I want to talk about is essentially this movie has done incredible. Now, it doesn't surprise me because when I watched it again the day it came out, and the first 15 minutes of it, I was like, I don't know. And then I immediately after that, I was like, I love this movie. I was having such a good time with it. Great movie, great singing, great visuals. Sony fucked up. They should have put this out in theaters.
They're screaming
Sony
that they
fucked up.
it.
Shock, shock, surprise, surprise.
Yeah.
I think this is only a win just across the board for just like animation,
everything,
or the we want original movies thing, and you can be like, oh, it's K-pop. It's not. It's an original movie with original stuff, like all of that stuff. I think in a year with the highest grossing movies, in my opinion, I don't want to say they're not good movies. Everyone has their thing. I haven't personally loved any of the highest grossing movies of the year so far. With Minecraft and Lilo and Stitch. So it's.
You haven't loved Sinners?
Sinners is good. I don't know if it's in the top, but yes, I love Sinners. I love Superman and stuff like that, right? But it just makes me happy that art's winning. And I think if you've seen this movie, or if you haven't, these passionate actors with these passionate animators with these passionate songwriters, this is art, and this is what the stuff like this is what saves the industry.
Yeah,
and I feel like every year there's usually one movie like this. Before this, it was Sinners. I would have said, oh yeah, that's the movie of the year. It might be this. This might be the movie of the year.
I'm nervous for one coming because it's mainly going to Netflix, but they're giving it a few theater releases, and that's Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein.
Yeah.
I think that one is going to do well, but I would have just put it at the theaters and not primarily Netflix.
Well, they have now. It comes out about 2 weeks earlier on.
But then again, isn't that only a limited release?
It's 2 weeks. Yeah, it's only 2
right.
weeks.
Yeah, that I feel like it's gonna hurt it. They should have just done what Nosferatu did.
I think Netflix is heading into a new era. I think this was a test drive. I think Frankenstein's going to be a test drive, and I think it fully will launch next December with Narnia. I think Narnia is going to be their big claim to fame. What?
They're doing that. I keep forgetting that they're redoing.
Yeah, Greta Gerwig's Narnia reboot, and they've said that's going to be a theatrical release. And I guarantee if they're going to learn their lesson with this movie, I think this is going to be a full release. I think they're going to put this in theaters.
Which one?
Later on, K-pop Demon Hunter 2.
Okay.
I think with the success of this, they are going all out. They're doing full press tour, they're going to up the budget. They're going to give them whatever the heck they want.
And the voice actors, a lot of these voice actors are already K-pop singers and they're actors, which means they will be doing a lot of press stuff, red carpets, things like that to promote the movie for sure. 100%.
Yeah. They're probably also going to do concerts that have their.
I actually think they've already started kind of doing that. If I remember correctly, somebody said they were doing live shows because every one of the people in this movie that's a voice actor is a singer too. So they're all doing their own little things. So Renee makes a good point here. I think we should talk about this. I did see a comment from Silhouette Animator who said that, hold on, let's look at this comment first. The visual style and the women being attractive, I think sold it the most. I would say probably not because it's okay. I don't want to be gross here because I'm not going to say I totally disagree with you, but it is a kids movie. I would hope that the attractiveness of the characters isn't the reason they would like it. I think it's more of the vibe and music and the fun animation and stories. I don't know about the attractiveness. I wouldn't disagree with you that I think the visual style has something.
I mean, those hips don't lie. So.
I hate to burst your naive bubble. You are right that a lot of it is definitely the music. Like most of this is kids. but that is the odd. Like there is unfortunately an audience for that.
No, I'm not disagreeing.
Like,
I'm not totally disagreeing. I'm not 100% saying like that's not it. I'm saying like I don't think these characters are any less attractive than other animation in this style. I think they're all kind of the same, right? Isn't it like all like cutesy, hyper stylized like hair colors and things like that?
I'm tired of the fucking VTuber craze. Can we move past that?
But that's what I'm saying, though. I think that like this particular style of animation is all like that. So, or I would have to argue if we say that this movie benefited from that, we'd have to argue that all the movies that fall into this category would benefit from that, right? Is that a fair statement?
But I feel like there hasn't been as many on this level, right? Like I feel like most with this kind of style are, let's be honest, more pointing towards like the male audience, right?
Right,
like,
but then that would Right, but then that would help my claim because it's distinguishing itself with other things, right? If this type of animation and vibe is present, but this one has something else that makes it popular, then that can't be the thing that makes it popular, right? It has to be other factors. Does that make sense?
You lost me a little bit, but it's
okay. So my claim is that everything in this style kind of like, I don't know any anime where they purposely made the characters look ugly. All of them are hyper stylized. All of them have colorful hair. All of them wear cute clothes. That's kind of the selling point of this, right? So once we've established that all of them are that way, then this one has something else that's making people interested in it. I would say the distinguishing factor is the element of the K-pop music that is very popular.
Okay. Yes. Fair enough.
That's what I'm saying. So that's my claim is that that's the distinguishing thing. Not the only thing, right? Not the only thing, right? That's why I was saying I don't totally disagree with what Silhouette Animator
We
said.
agree then. Yeah.
Okay.
I wasn't saying it like it's only popular because they're attractive women. I was saying that has helped it garner an audience.
Yes, but I also want to limit the amount of grossness that makes me feel in my head thinking that there's fair, 50 and 60-year-old men like gooning out over this. I just don't even want to think about that. No, that's kind of not where I want to go with it, but it's the reality of the world we live in. 3-dub, quiet, 3-dub, quiet. So, but I think this tapped into a market that really does add something else. And to Serenity's point here, I do agree with this. I think this is a big factor, is that 2025 is the year of kid-friendly movies being very popular.
Yes.
Very popular.
You're right.
Now, this is a different conversation because we see Minecraft, which is, I hate to say it, it's a mindless movie. It's just a mindless film. I watched it.
Yeah.
It's just not great. What else? We had the Lilo and Stitch live action thing. Wait, what did? Oh, How to Train Your Dragon also this year came out.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, Snow White was that this year? Was it last year? I don't remember.
I think it was this year.
That movie lost me because I think that. So, side note on that one, I think the problem with that movie is twofold. I think it just establishes Snow White is no longer a really popular IP. Yeah. And secondly, Gal Gadot should never sing ever again. That's what I think about that. But yeah, I think this is true as well. Yeah. Harrison says K-pop is also huge. That's a big selling point too. That's what I'm saying. I think the K-pop inclusion in this movie, not just K-pop, but like actual popular K-pop singers from different groups together in a movie singing with the right producers. One of the things I noticed when we were watching this movie, I didn't realize that. Like, I didn't know how much music was going to be in the movie. I didn't have any idea. So, like, we're watching it, I'm like, there's a lot of music in this movie. And then I'm like, it's really well done. As somebody that works in music and produces music and all of that, I'm like, this is really well done children's movie music.
Yeah.
I just didn't realize that it was that heavily produced. Like the Soda Pop song, when that came on, I'm like, this is it. I love this fucking song. And I knew right away, I was like, there's something special about this.
And people, I think, we had a big debate a couple years ago about the current state of musicals, like in like the box office industry. And is it hard to market musicals? It is, but I think people underestimate how much animated musicals attract people, especially in the era of TikTok. Right? If you can make one of these songs go viral, you have picked up an entire audience of people that you would never have expected. I think that's another big thing. These songs they were online instantly because it's a streaming movie. Everyone was doing the TikTok dances. They were using the sounds. They were using for edits. Everyone was hearing these songs. Like, wait, what is this from? Oh, Netflix. I'm gonna go watch the movie. Yeah. So it's like this is another big
I-
thing. Cosplaying is a big thing as well. Like everyone wants to look like these characters.
Oh, this Halloween is going to
there.
be this year. This Halloween is going to
Yep.
be the year of K-pop Demon Hunter
Yep.
cosplay.
Hey Darren, just I don't mean to interrupt, but your sound seems to be choppy.
Is it off?
Like, yeah, it seems to be low standard, but also choppy, like it's on the stereo.
I heard a little something, but I wasn't sure if it was Darren or not. I was like, "What is that noise coming from?" I didn't really know.
Jake, is it like how it was yesterday?
No, it's not.
Was it bad yesterday?
It was. I think I'm gonna go by it.
Yesterday he had a lot of static that we could hear and he couldn't, and also he sounded like he was miles away from the microphone.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
I think I'm gonna get it.
Okay, as a
Any
palate
better?
No, you've sounded fine the whole time.
yeah, you sound fine to me. I think 3Dub is just hearing a little bit of static. Is it static
Okay.
and cracking in the background? 3Dub is that
I have
your-
really good earphones.
Okay, I was gonna say yeah, that's probably what it is.
I'm hearing like the static,
to sort of
choppiness.
to sort of help me overcome the information that I've received from Darren about gooning for this kind of stuff. I had to look up the
Why has he
ages
been
of.
giving you information about that?
He just said it. Like he was like, I hate to burst your bubble, and I didn't need my bubble
Yeah.
bursted. I looked it up. The age of the characters is in their mid-20s, so I feel a little bit better. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
so they're adult characters.
Yeah.
I wasn't totally sure. I was like, they might be very old, like teenagers or young adults, but I need to double check. They're all between the ages of 23 and 26, so that's okay.
So
fair
Omega's
enough.
Age of good.
Fair enough, okay? Because I know a lot of these animes, the characters look a little bit older and they're actually younger, and that's weird.
Yeah. As someone
Look,
from the Ben 10 fandom, this is something we've struggled with for many, many years.
Yeah. I see people in the chat are like, "Thank God." Yeah. It's definitely one of those things or whatever. So 3Dub says 117 live action DC and Marvel films. Wow.
That's at least
All right.
a couple streams.
Yeah, we'll probably do a couple
That's like
streams on
part
that one.
two
That
or
could be the 5-hour stream all by itself.
And that's not
Yeah.
including the upcoming like
Yeah.
Supergirl, the Doomsday, and the other ones.
So the real reason that I brought this up, we haven't even gotten into that yet. The real reason I brought this up is because this being successful, and Darren, you kind of talked about it. Like this is a win for fans of animation. It's a win for fans of like original IPs. It ticks off a lot of boxes. If you like musical animation, this is great. If you like K-pop, it's great. It just ticks off a lot of boxes. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a video game in the works at some point for this franchise. But what I noticed, and I made a video about it earlier today on my Debunks channel, is that a lot of people are now using this movie to attack other things.
Oh, yeah.
Like K-pop Demon Hunters destroys Disney, destroys Lilo and Stitch, destroys Marvel. Like girl bosses get destroyed, all this stuff. The one thing that I hate about this, and we have no control over it, is this movie doesn't need to be involved in your culture war shit.
Yeah.
It just doesn't. Nothing in this movie is speaking to that. It's a movie that just exists in its own little world. It's not out to destroy Disney. That's not what the movie is.
Some
And
of these
also-
battles get so extreme to the point where I'm not even joking. And I mean, with this movie and like just with other things out there that people really want to heavily critique, I'll see somebody go, insert thing here, or like insert movie or game here is the worst thing since my son.
Right.
I'm not joking.
I've
They'll
seen-
say shit like that.
I've also seen a narrative that I think is very funny. This movie is getting picked up with, a lot of Republican faces where they're like, there are certain themes about like forgiveness and stuff like that within the movie, and they're like, well, this is a Christian movie, which is really funny because it's a movie about like battling demons. And
Yeah,
stuff like
it's
that.
actually, there's a lot of like lore in it that is not Christian at all. Like,
I mean, I'm gonna
what
find
are
you a
we
thumbnail.
doing?
I thought it was
Wait, hold
really,
on.
really
For
funny.
real? Are you being serious?
No, yes. There are a lot of people like this is
I
actually
mean,
like Christian
actually-
propaganda.
Actually, on paper, this is a woke as fuck movie. If you just look at
Very.
look at it on paper, right? So it's like 3 girls as the lead, 3 women as the lead. They are all destined to be what they are. They've been heroes and amazing idols for their world since they started doing this. They're shown as almost all good to everybody except for what's going on with Rumi, right? So all of that's happening. The bad guys are the boys, the boy band. The enemies of it like is all based on like tradition and nostalgia. It's all of that is the enemy of the film. Like there's so many things on here that are woke as fuck. And I'm like, why are they using this against Disney? If this movie came out and it would have been a Pixar movie, they'd be attacking it.
Yeah.
You know
If this
what-
would have been Pixar's K-pop Demon Hunters, they would have attacked it.
You know what's funny? Like, I have never seen this visual until today. Like, I didn't know who the K-pop Demon Hunters were at all. Like, all I got was like a few references because on a TikTok, basically, there's this guy that does songs where he whips, with whips, and he makes the beat.
Wait, hold on. With whips?
He basically uses his whips to make the beat of each song. So he has whips, like actual whips, and he's called Jack. It's called Jack something,
He's a
but I
popular
don't.
TikToker. Yeah.
Yeah, you know him.
Whips?
Yeah, he uses whips and sings his own version of the song. So basically, there was a lot of requests for K-pop Demon Hunters, and he got pissed. So he's like, save us from the K-pop.
I'm still stuck on the whips thing. I guess it's one of those things you have to see it to understand it because it sounds like
you have to
They're
see
not
it.
little
sexual,
crazy to me.
they're like real.
They're not
yeah, but
sexual,
still in my mind, I can't comprehend what musical whip sounds like. Like I don't know what that would be.
It's kind of funny, but he was on America's Got Talent, and he got the red buzzer, from Simon. So, but he does his own shows. But anyways,
I mean, I didn't say it, Chris, but you said it. So
there was
maybe it is
a lot of references to K-pop, and I couldn't figure out why. I'm like, who is K-pop and all that until like today. Like,
wait.
You didn't know K-pop at all.
Hold on, right? I was gonna say,
K-pop
hold on.
That's
You
crazy.
are like the anime guy, right? You're
am
the anime guy, and there's
yeah.
a lot of Korean animes out there. How did you not know what K-pop was?
I have no idea. I've been watching anime for like ever, and this is the first time I've even like heard of it.
Harrison's like, who is K-pop? Yeah,
You
exactly.
watch the same one 20 times, it doesn't count.
No, like I watched.
He's
over
watching that
two-
one about the people cooking and it's all sexual. I forget what the name of that one is.
No, I've been watching like.
Wait,
over
do you know
two-
which one I'm talking about, 3Dub?
The cooking one. There's 5 of them.
It's on Netflix.
No, I haven't seen that one.
Okay.
That's all good. Another time.
but I've seen like over 200 animes, and this is the first time I'm seeing a K-pop Demon Hunter.
Okay. It's a good movie. Like if you like anime, I'm actually surprised you haven't watched on it.
That's
but
probably
it's
why,
fine.
because it's not a TV show; it's a movie. That's
So you don't watch any anime movies?
Not necessarily. It's not my good. Like if I watch Dragon Ball, I'm not going to watch the movie.
Oh wait, hold on. So Silhouette Animator, it's fine. I wasn't calling you out on that. I just thought it was an interesting discussion topic. Look, Delicious Dungeon. 2 people. I watched one episode of it and I was like, "Oh shit, no
okay,
thanks,
yeah, I
no
did
thanks."
See that. Yeah,
Oh, see, there you go. You did know what it was,
but
You
it
did
wasn't
know
sexual
3Dub.
wise.
Wait, it was. Are you
No.
kidding me?
I sent you a link, Eric, in the private chat.
May have been one episode, but I don't think so.
The first episode was like making weird noises while they were cooking, like and they were cooking. I'm like, what?
I'm sorry, Eric.
What
They
is
were
this?
doing what?
It was weird. I'm not going to get.
I don't
too
remember
much.
that.
Thanks for the recreation, Eric. I appreciate that.
All right, so here we go. How the fuck did you even come to that fucking conclusion? Ryder the omniscient. I can't say that word. Omniscient. When Netflix accidentally made a Christian movie, so they just stumbled into Christianity. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And then, like, on the opposite side of it, you have like pastors that are like concerned with the messaging that it's giving. It's like, oh my gosh, like
So can I say what I think this is? This is a cope for people that are Christian to try and give an excuse for why they are allowed to watch it. Because we see a lot of times it's like if it's got demon in it, I see some extreme Christians, but like I'm not going to watch it. I don't want to let my kids watch it. This is one of those things where, oh, I guess it's okay to let my kids watch it because it's a Christian movie. That's what it feels like to me, honestly. But
it's always very funny when like Christian media gets put out not for Christians. Like you had the whole like Has Been Hotel thing that came out a couple of years ago. It's
Oh,
it's a
yeah,
new
yeah.
animated Christian show, and it's the most raunchy thing you've ever seen. And they have to like take the kids out of the room. It's like, oh my goodness.
Oh, wait a minute. I saw Lone Wolf. Here I'm gonna open this up in another tab. Open link. Yeah, so this is one. We'll do this, and then we'll do our list or whatever. I want to point out, guys, we are still 5 away from our goal.
Really quickly, what's the list?
Yeah. Supporting MCU characters.
Oh, from last week?
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
okay. I'll put together something.
We're still. It looks like we're still 5 away from our goal. If we want to get one of these things on the list today on the Reloaded channel, we need 5 more super chats while we're live, and the goal is got. Let's look at the time on it. 1 hour left on the goal. 1 hour for 5 more teal super chats. So appreciate you guys. Ronan has returned and is now free to be on camera for at least for now.
For now, yeah.
Yeah.
So let's see. Where's this?
Until the
list
warden
at?
comes back.
Where's it at? Oh, hold on. So this is what Lone Wolf shared. He super chatted for this list. Just take a look at it. It is the highest grossing DC movies of all time.
It's still so fucking hilarious to me that the highest grossing DC movie is not Batman, not Superman, or Batman and
Aquaman.
Superman. It's fucking Aquaman.
Mommy.
That's still fucking hilarious.
You know what's interesting to me is all right, so let's start with this. I don't think the first Aquaman movie is like peak cinema or anything like that, but it's a fun movie. I had a lot of fun watching the first Aquaman movie. But
it's the one in the DCU that most fits Marvel's formula, which is why
yes,
it made as much as it
it's
did.
also a very contained story, which I think is
Yeah.
another reason why it's so accessible for people.
And if
Also-
you imagine Amber Heard not in it, it's even better.
Well, I think Jason Momoa actually helped the movie reach $1 billion because he was really hot at the time that came out.
Yeah, this was the perfect storm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
It
the
was
s-
Christmas as well.
The second Aquaman movie has so many issues, but I think the biggest problem with the second Aquaman movie is that third act where they obviously redid it for some reason, and it ended up being very like disjointed, in my opinion.
well, throughout so much of the movie, Orm feels a lot more like comic Aquaman. than
Exactly,
Jason Momoa does.
exactly, 100%.
When I see
And I mean, like,
Aquaman,
yeah, the Aquaman's movies have had really, there have been some out there things, like, they're telling that hero's journey story in the first movie. You've got kind of your Hamlet style, and then boom, out of nowhere, they go to Africa and Pitbull starts playing. It's
Well,
like,
that's the thing
okay.
about it is okay. So let me tell you what. Yes, I remember that very well. Is Aquaman is the first movie they got the character in the sense that we wanted to see an underwater adventure, and they nailed that in the first movie,
Visuals
right?
are great too.
Yeah. The second movie is like, let's keep him out of the water for like 90% of the film. And
Haven't
to
even
me,
seen it
yeah, look, if it were not Aquaman, it'd probably be a fine movie. You'd be like, okay, yeah, this is great. But the fact that it's Aquaman and you put him in the fucking desert of all places, you couldn't put him in a rainforest. You couldn't put him somewhere where there's like a Great Lake or something. You stick him in the desert. It's like, why are we watching an Aquaman movie with him in the desert? You know what people would have wanted to see? The Trench. Because that movie didn't happen. And if you would have done an Aquaman story with him battling something in the trench, I think that would have been fucking incredible. But no, we get Aquaman in the desert where he's literally Jason Momoa and not Aquaman at all, which is what the movie was.
And for 2 movies in a row, they pussied out of making Black Manta the main villain.
Yes. Yep. So there we go. Let's see. Dark Knight being number 2 does not surprise me. Joker.
That's
No.
not Dark Knight.
it's Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah.
It's Rise.
Oh, that's the third one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. It still doesn't surprise me. It's a Nolan film. It doesn't surprise me that it's there.
And then
Uh,
after how much people loved the Dark Knight, and they wanted to see how it all ended, so it makes
Yeah.
sense. It was
Yeah.
great.
So both of those being in the top 4 is fine. Joker being 3 is weird to me.
I mean,
look.
There are reasons why that movie made as much as it did.
I still feel like that was a psyop, but that's just my opinion.
It came out at when the genre was at its monetary peak. Like you had $3 billion comic movies that year. It was that lightning in a bottle, but it was also the movie was so polarizing that you had people coming out loving it, you had people coming out hating it, and so many people went and saw it just so they could join in the conversation. And some of those people loved it, some of those people hated it. But
it was too derivative for me. It felt too much like other things I'd seen before, and just making him the Joker didn't do anything for me.
It was a Temu Taxi Driver.
Yeah. Wonder Woman being in this list is fine. The Batman being in this list is fine.
Batman v Superman makes sense being in the list.
Yeah, is that regular Suicide Squad at number 8?
Yes.
Okay.
Oscar-winning Suicide Squad.
Well, the soundtrack.
At the time, it was a big deal.
It wasn't for the soundtrack. It was for hair and makeup.
Oh, that's right. But the soundtrack won an award, too. I just forget which one it was.
did.
Grammy. Won a Grammy, right?
That's the sad part for a lot of these movies that are in this list is that, like, in my opinion, the best DCEU movies aren't even in the, like a lot of them aren't in this list. Like, to me, the Suicide Squad should be in here, but again, man, I'll never forget it.
Yeah.
They put it to streaming the same day.
Walking out of the theater, I was so pumped with that movie, and then I turned on my HBO app, and it's already on HBO, and I was just like, I guess fucking.
Yep.
I just realized that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of these in this list, 7 of the ones in this list are tied to Batman somehow.
Yep.
7 of them, because Suicide Squad had Harley Quinn in it, and then you have Batman v Superman, and yeah, he was in there for a minute, and then Justice League also had Batman in it. Then you have the 2 Batman films at the top.
Yeah.
You have the Batman film in the middle. You have Batman v Superman. 7 of them are Batman, and if you took the 11 out, that means that only 3 of the movies were non-Batman films. So that's just, I don't even know. Know.
Four. Man of Steel didn't have Batman in it.
What?
Man of Steel, Superman, and Aquaman and Wonder Woman didn't have Batman.
I said if you take the 1 out, it's 3. If you take it out of 11, like that one, they put Superman there to show you that he's about to crack or could crack the top 10.
Okay,
I said if you take number 11 out, you only have 3 that don't have Batman in them. But this is why DC always wants to make Batman stuff. That's why we keep getting it. So
What do you mean Joker only has Bruce Wayne? Batman's not there.
it's a Batman related property.
Yeah, I'm kidding.
That's like the Joker by itself, without the Batman, it would not have been as popular as it was. I think a lot of people also didn't understand what that movie was going to be. That's why the second one was like, oof.
I think for a lot of critics who don't read comics and whatnot, they're going to be very stressed out for the next few years of like, well, it's not making as much money as the Dark Knight trilogy or other stuff. It's like,
right.
That needs to stop being the standard.
James
It
Gunn
does 100%.
society and Peter be like, DC is more than just Batman, and whether you like it or not.
I actually think Green Lanterns might change that.
Green Lantern is DC's biggest untapped gold mine.
Yeah.
Because there is so much cinematic potential there, talking about going to other planets, seeing all the various lanterns in their different color spectrums. You have a lot of different cinematography potential there. You have so much great storytelling potential, and just because one movie bombed, they were deathly afraid of doing anything Green Lantern related for over a decade. And now I'm a little worried that because The Flash has bombed as well, that it's going to be a while before we see any Flash content. I hope they learn the right lessons for this time instead of the wrong lessons they learned.
Do you think Hollywood is going to ever learn any right lessons from any of this stuff?
know, wishful thinking, but I mean, God, that pissed me off.
Darren coming in with a $5 super chat saying, this morning I was wondering where the sun was, but then it dawned on me. There we go with the pagey dad joke there.
I want you to leave out.
Thank you for the donation. Getting us very close. Four teal super chats away from hitting the goal in the Reloaded channel. Debunks guys are not even trying tonight, so we're just going to leave that where it is. We're going to leave it where it is. I still love all you guys. All right, so
He respects you a little bit less now.
I do. Yeah, truly. So I did want to bring this up for fun before we get into our list or whatever. Let's see if I can find it quickly. I saw this and it made me laugh, and I was like, it's not a main topic, but it's definitely worth bringing up for fun.
What happened to Peacemaker?
So what about it?
Oh, I thought that was what about now, man.
No. I didn't want to even do that because I think me and Darren are the only ones that have seen it from tonight. So
Peacemaker's gone woke.
yeah, we'll talk about that on Monday. But holy shit, Holy shit. There's something in this week's episode of Peacemaker that changes everything, really. And
I hear that every fucking week.
well, I think it's going to be like that every week with Peacemaker.
Keep content, Jake. Keep content.
Yeah, exactly. So I saw this and I thought this was funny. So David Zaslav has a cameo in the Wizard of Oz Spear Show, which, by the way, is a nightmare if you've ever seen any of the videos from it. His face is AI generated onto another character.
Great, he can write his tax write down himself out of it to make money.
What
on
character do we
himself.
think it is?
Probably the one that doesn't have a brain, if I had to guess. So
Scarecrow.
yeah.
You think-
Or if he
or a heart.
if he wants to virtue signal, it could be Dorothy. He could put his face on Dorothy.
Or
to
he
do
doesn't
that.
have a heart.
Cowardly
and, you know.
Lion, he is pretty cowardly.
Yeah. I don't know. This is
Really
just
can't.
like this guy needs to go. Like get him out of Warner Brothers. Like find someone. I mean, maybe we'll get someone worse, but for goodness sake, try. Like just get him out of there. Take a severance package and walk away. Like just leave it behind you. I saw a video of the AI expanded version of Wizard of Oz that they put in the Sphere, and it looks rough. Like
So-
the clouds look so bad. It's just not good.
I always wondered who can fire someone that's the head of something.
The board of directors can push him out.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
At least someone gets held accountable.
Yeah, yeah.
You're out.
You can't do this to me.
Yeah, they have a board of directors, and if they get a majority vote on it, he's out. So
Darren,
I would-
I'm glad you caught on to that, Darren. I was very proud of you.
all right. Are you participating tonight in the list, Ronan?
I might have to dip out a little
Okay.
bit, but I'm trying to see if I can make it work or not.
All right, I'll be right back.
All right.
The photo.
Oh, that one's always funny to me. All right. Let's see.
Still more visually appealing than half the content creators out there.
You can't do this. Oh,
We'll do this here, but yeah, we might not get. If this will be the first time in several months that we won't hit the goal, you guys. That's kind of crazy. But we'll see. We'll see if we get there. Anyway, wait. Where's my list at? Right here. Right in front of me. Literally in front of me. I swear to God, if somebody takes my shit, I'm going to freak out because I have 2 or 3 that I really, really...
Yeah, now you know
What
how I
is it?
feel. That's why I have to make like.
See you later, Reed.
That's why I have to make like 15 total options for these things.
Silhouette Animator says, blame my last boss for... You're out of work, Silhouette Animator? What? Why would they lay you off? What in the hell?
Boys, I might have to call her early tonight.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I have to deal with something with family.
Okay, that's cool. Well, thank you for hanging out, Ronan.
Yeah, have fun. Let me know how chaotic it goes, and then yeah. And I think either Darren or Jake can go first. We'll see what happens.
All right.
Take care, y'all.
See ya. All right. And there we are. Let's see here. It was weeks ago when you got fired. Oh my goodness. I don't know where you're located in the world, but yeah, that sucks. I know that a lot of my friends just got their own jobs doing DoorDash and stuff like that. They don't even deal with bosses anymore, really. Harrison says, my current job is animal rehab volunteer, which doesn't pay well, but you can imagine I chip in when I can. Yeah, of course. I don't want anybody to ever take it personally when I'm saying what our goals are. Like, don't think that I'm reminding people, because I think sometimes people forget and the timer starts to run out and then they're like, oh, I was going to super chat, but then I didn't think about it. So that's what I do. It's all for fun. Don't take it seriously, you guys. What do you have, Darren? A fruit roll. Prosperity account here with the $2 super chat on the Debunks channel. Look, I bullied someone into tipping over there. So thank you, Parth. I appreciate the support. The one god awful animated Wizard of Oz is better. I have not seen the animated. Is there an animated one?
Many. There's.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're talking about, what is it? Return to Wizard of Oz. There's a couple of those like straight to DVD.
Oh, the 3D one from 2011.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Is there a trailer for it? I would totally watch that trailer. Hold on, let me see.
There's a lot of Wizard of Oz stuff, which is why it was really funny when they announced that like Warner Brothers reboot they were doing. We were like, they can't leave anything alone. It's like, dog, there's been like 50 of them. Like, why are we getting mad now?
Let's see.
Ooh, green.
Is it the one with Patrick Stewart in it? Yeah, there's one from 2013 called Dorothy of Oz. Oh gosh, hold on.
Yeah,
I want to watch.
2014 it said.
I want to watch this trailer. Hold on, let me get it ready.
God.
I may have seen this. I'm not sure.
All right, let me remove this for a second. All right. This is from 2014. It's called Dorothy of Oz.
Patrick Stewart.
Yeah. All right, let's see.
Dancy.
Yeah, let's see.
That's Hugh Jackman and Grey Showman. Sorry, that was stupid.
Ooh, summertime entertainment.
This beautiful land was once ruled by a wizard, great
God.
and powerful. Now, something wicked has risen.
This looks like a Pixar ripoff movie.
There are some who would defend
This
us,
Candyland?
those with courage,
Oh God, this art style.
heart,
I'm going with you.
and wisdom.
You know what this reminds me of? It reminds me of those cartoons that were 3D, like you could watch them on TV, and they seem like they were kind of thrown together very quickly.
Mom, can we go see Wicked? We have Wicked at home.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Those real people.
Oh my God!
Oh my
Real people.
god.
But our last
Oh.
hope
That went dark all of a
is yet to
sudden.
arrive.
What the fuck?
Toto, this doesn't look like the Oz I remember.
Dan Aykroyd?
Dan Aykroyd.
James Belushi? Kelsey Grammer?
Grammar.
What kind of
Martin Short?
Patrick Stewart. Jesus.
Leah Michelle?
So that's where the budget went.
So
They said,
this
"Screw
is the
animation."
famous girl who vanquishes wicked witches. I thought you'd be taller. Turned upside.
That's a stacked cast, but that looks awful.
What the fuck? Wow. Okay. Thanks for that nightmare fuel, Parth. I appreciate it. All right. Ronan had to jump out. I don't know if you saw or not, Darren. $5 super chat from Serenity. Speculations on the I started working on the X-Men film tweet from the director. Folks are posting they are now filming, but that's not what he said. Oh, you're talking about Jake Schreier. I think that's his name.
They're not casting.
You know what's funny is I just like for some reason I guess I wasn't subscribed to him or whatever, but I resubscribed to John Campea recently, and
Why?
well, let me explain to you something. It ties in with this here. He talks a lot about, stuff when it's filming, when it's not filming, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Oh, I remember I unsubbed from him because he spoiled Spider-Man. That's why I unsubbed from him. I was subbed from him, but then he posted up that thing, and then he's like, "Oh no, it's not real." But then it was real.
Yeah, it was that, and then I had resubbed him again, but then I unsubbed from him again after he made those stupid Grant Gustin comments.
Oh, I did. What Grant Gustin comments?
So it was around the time of the movie coming out, the Flash movie, and it was
Yeah, he
essentially
talked
going,
about how he.
oh yeah, just because Ezra was the Flash in this movie, Grant is the TV show Flash, didn't actually matter that much over here.
They were just
Re-
giving shit to the TV shows.
What? For real?
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
He's always gave shit on their shows.
Hell, one of the things that really blew up his channel was this whole video called "Why the CW Hates Superman."
He
Interesting.
stopped watching Superman and Lois when a Diggle showed up.
So let me tell you why. One of the things I realized when I resubbed him,
That's funny.
he spams videos.
A lot, yeah.
You might not know this, but he popped up in council once in the chat.
Really?
Yeah. He's just in the chat.
And
So
we've had his co-host on too.
yeah, I knew that. But yeah, he spams videos. I didn't realize. Like, I'm like YouTube. Typically, after 3 videos, you kind of suffer diminishing returns on uploads. So I was just scrolling today because I just resubbed him recently. So I was scrolling today because he was talking about X-Men. That was where the segue was. But I was scrolling today and I'm like, how many fucking videos has he put out? It's like 12 or 13 videos. I was like, what the fuck?
Watch Mojo does the same thing where it's like 4 or 5 videos.
Who does?
A day.
Watch Mojo.
Oh,
Watch Mojo,
right.
where they're just consistently putting things
Yeah.
out.
Well, he's not my favorite guy. Also, dog. There's a lot of channels I sub to just to kind of see what they're doing, like the kind of content they're making and stuff. And he made a video about the X-Men, and he was talking about this specifically. Yeah. And so I was watching it, and it's he basically said the same thing, which is everybody should know this, and the people that are saying this, that are pushing this out there, know this too. If there's no script and there's no castings, there's no movie being made.
Yeah.
Like.
You shouldn't need to tell anybody that. That's
like
101.
So Serenity, if you feel like trolling him, just drop that logic nugget on him.
Yeah.
We got Jesse Pinkman over here with the $5 super chat. Jesse, good to see you, man. Yeah, hope you're doing good. Hope life is treating you well now. This is over. This is over on the Debunks channel. Thank you. That's 2 super chats on the Debunks channel. We might actually make it now. There's only 5 on that one. F&T's coverage of K-pop Demon Hunter is pathetic. The F&T fan base has no respect for animation. F&T keeps beating the dead horse of Disney sucks, 100% brain rot. Yeah, so it's really interesting to me because they only care. This is a good sign of like when someone is using something in bad faith. I mentioned K-pop Demon Hunters back when I watched it initially, and I said I liked it or whatever. I didn't make a million videos about it, but I did talk about it on stream. I was like, I liked it. It was a lot of fun, things like that. They never talked about it until it was very successful. And then they're like, oh, look, this movie is beating Disney stuff. And it's like, that's a big red flag that you didn't care about it until you could use it to attack something else. And that's why I said that movie doesn't deserve that. It's a good movie. It's a good animated movie. It's a good musical movie. It's the voice acting is great. The visuals are great. Like, it's got so much going for it. It does not deserve to be used in culture war. I think that's just really stupid. So I hate that part for it. So I'm not too shocked that they're doing this, but yeah, it does suck that they that's what it's become now. F&T stands for Friday Night Tights, which is an awful podcast. It's a Friday night podcast full of a bunch of people that hate the stuff that we talk about. They don't love any of it. Everything that they talk about is about hating something. Racist shit, just stay away from it. Yeah, just stay far away from it. It's bad. It's a massively popular one, but it got popular during COVID, and that's the only reason people watch it.
Yeah, they go over woke stuff like this.
Yeah, exactly. Oh.
If any of you guys don't have this or haven't read it, then do yourself a favor and read it.
Is it the animated continuation comic or whatever?
It's not continuation, but it takes place in that world, yeah.
What's the name of it?
Feared and Hated.
Feared, okay.
Kind of like me.
All right, hold on here. Let me switch back over. All right, we're 7 out of 10. 3 away on both channels now.
I just realized this is right.
2 out of 5, 7 out of 10.
This is right next to one of my Gail Simone X-Men comics.
All right, let's pull up the Wheel of Doom.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Make sure to take Ronan out.
Yeah, he's out. He did.
He's out. All right, we're going to spin the wheel, and then we're going to talk about our top 5. Do you guys want to do straight through, or do you want to do round robin?
Round robin.
Round robin? Okay. So,
I like
wait.
putting stakes on it.
Well, I mean, when we
You like putting stakes on me.
when we don't do round robin,
you.
somebody ends up losing all of their choices by the end. So
Put
all right.
stakes on the game.
Here we go. We're starting at the 2 hour mark. Like this is unheard of. Normally
Precedent.
we're not doing this until like 30 after 2 hours. So it's crazy. All right. Let's see. Let me hit the wheel. Chat, who do you think it's going to get first? Who do you think?
I wrote down 10 characters, so I don't think they'll all get taken.
Oh, we'll
I'm gonna
see.
say you're gonna get picked there.
I'll say Darren gets picked. Oh,
Oh,
So Jake is first. There we go.
This is a
rarity. Look at
miracle.
that.
All right.
man.
Do we want to do something different, or do we want to do it like we're picking the order? Because I have an idea.
Somebody
For
give
different
Harrison
order.
his V-Bucks.
Um,
Somebody owes Harrison some V-Bucks.
do we want to do this each time and see if do it that way, or should we just pick the order? So Jake goes first, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Jake is first. All right. So let's do this. All right. Next up in the list. Oh my
Man.
gosh.
Well, okay. All right.
All right. All right. Here we go. Am I going to be dead last? No. 3 dub is
Again.
last.
Last again.
No, I wasn't last time.
I think Ronan was
I
last,
was
right?
I was second to last.
Okay. Oh,
Ronan
whoa, 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 whoa.
Oh my god. It was almost on the line. It was like right next to it.
That would have been funny as shit.
Came
It was
really
listening to Jake last time, apparently.
Wow.
That
All right.
was fucking funny.
All right. So Jake,
Oh,
Darren, me, and 3 dub. I'll put myself in the corner by the words so you
That's
guys can
that's
can
a
talk to me.
weird question over there.
quick.
Oh yeah. We're gonna stay on topic though, but appreciate
Sorry,
the question.
I just saw that. That threw me off.
All right, so what we're doing, guys, in the chat, and I want you to rank us as we go, and tell me what you think of each person's choice. We are doing our top 5, or the top 5 best MCU supporting characters. So this is our list, and yeah, there we go. So that's what we're doing. Jake gets to go first. Are you doing, because 3 dub is the weird one. He always goes from first to last. So I think everybody else is doing last to first, right?
Yes.
Okay. So go ahead and give your number 5 and then argue why, because if it's bad, then the chat gets to throw tomatoes at you.
Well, thankfully, this screen will be tomato free because I always pick the best options.
Oh, get your tomato emojis ready, chat. If somebody picks something bad, load up the tomatoes on them. The rotten tomatoes.
Funny. So my first one that I have here. This character has appeared in, if I'm not mistaken, 4 MCU projects, and they've had prominent roles in 2 of them. Bless you, Darren. And there was speculation that this character was going to end up being a main character, but it did not end up becoming that. And for this first one, I have played by the phenomenal Winston Duke M'Baku.
Oh,
Yeah. I have that
okay.
first one. Absolutely love that character, and I'm still kind of holding out hope that they might, give him his man-ape moniker from the comics, where he's in that giant white, ape-looking suit. But maybe not, just because of the route that they've gone with the Black Panther mantle. Now, were Chadwick Boseman still around, they would have probably done that, but sadly that things happen that were out of their control. But love his character. He had a lot of great interactions with Chadwick Boseman and also with Shuri as well. Just that scene, even though I don't like the second movie all that much, that scene where there you go, I'll take it. Just that scene from the second movie where Shuri lands on the platform in that suit and they lock hands like that. I do think that is one of the best scenes from that movie.
Okay.
Yeah, love that character to bits. And he also has probably the funniest scene in that second movie when he calls Okoye a bald-headed demon.
He's also very popular for people thirst trapping on social media.
Yes.
So
Yes, he is. And we're seeing him back in Doomsday. So
yeah, I'm
Hell
not
yeah.
surprised. I'm not surprised at all. So that brings us to Darren with number 5 for you. What is it?
I don't have an order for these. These are just
Okay.
five I picked out. I was going to name this one later on, but just to keep in the theme of Wakanda. And this one really didn't happen until Black Panther 2 and what they did with her. She really just become a co-lead of this movie. Queen Ramonda.
Okay. All right.
Especially in that second movie, what they do with her and what they give Angela Bassett to chew on as an actress is some of the greatest work I've seen.
She eats that material up.
She is so good. She is the definition of a great supporting character, and she adds so much to the world of Wakanda. And inside the first one as well, you know, it's not just that second movie, but like what she has to take on from the loss of her husband to the loss of her son, to in many ways a threat to the loss of her nation, and having to bury all that. And like again, I said over and over again, but like that dialogue scene where like, haven't I lost everything? Like that stuff. It's so
Jose
good.
said she should have won an Oscar.
I would never. I don't know how Jamie Lee Curtis won.
I'm really nervous. No one's got tomatoes yet, and it's my turn. And I'm worried that they're saving them for me because I feel a certain kind of way tonight. I feel a little nervous.
You got a Black Panther character too, Eric?
No, do not. Actually, I did have one I talked about earlier, but 3Dub talked me out of it, so I was like, I'm not going to do it. So we're going to go with my number 5.
If you get any tomatoes, that's your own fault for listening to them.
My number 5 is a character that got an extremely good redemption arc storyline. And I think would make a very cool, like if they wanted to expand on this character's story, would make a very cool like one-off special, like something they could do on Disney Plus or whatever. And that's the character of Nebula.
Okay.
Look
I
at
didn't have
Darren.
that.
Look at
I didn't have
Darren.
that.
She's one of my favorite characters, and I love. She is one of the shining. She's one of the shining parts of Endgame for me, honestly.
She's literally shiny.
Yeah, like she's one of the best parts of that movie for me. I see the chat. The chat is really showing me love on this one because I think this was the best choice so far. So I'm just going to go out on a limb and say that mine is definitely the better of the first 3 that we've had here. So
that was my number 1 pick.
Wait, Darren. Wait, I didn't take one of yours, did I?
No,
I did. Nebula was his number 1 pick.
He literally fell off my chair for
it. It's in my top 5 at MCU.
Yeah. Well, I was going out on a limb on that one. I wasn't sure. But all right. Well, okay. So here we go. 3Dub. It is time for your first choice. I'm not really doing mine in any particular order anymore. I'm just going to go with my 5 or so.
Yeah, that was just the first one I wanted to talk about. The rest of mine are just
okay. So 3Dub, it's your chance now. What is your
this is my
first
number
one?
1. What I like about him is he becomes like a integral part, like a lovable uncle to almost every superhero. He's a magician, and he becomes Sorcerer Supreme in technicality.
Oh,
that is Wong.
Look at Darren is mad, Wong.
And he's my number 1.
Oh, I love Wong. He was on my extended list in case somebody took something. Because I thought he would be something that someone would, or he would be a character that someone would pick, and I'm like, yeah, for sure, 100%. I don't disagree with that. I think that's a great choice, honestly.
You want to tell Jason what the topic is?
Oh, we're doing top 5 MCU, or just our favorite 5 MCU supporting characters. I don't really want to say top 5 because it's just 5 out of order, but
that
it's just
aren't leads in the movie.
Yeah. Well, I said supporting.
Well, supporting that doesn't get their own movie.
Yes. Yeah. Harrison says the workhorse of the MCU, talking about Wong.
Yeah.
There we go.
He's the MCU's Diggle.
Pretty much. See you later, Naruto. Have a good night.
I
Sleep
hate
good.
how accurate that is.
Yeah.
and hey, you know what? If he's the MCU's Diggle, then it makes sense that he worked with someone who, at this current point, has magical properties.
True.
And also there's the potential of him getting a show where he works with young students, like training.
That's why I picked him.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and his most trusted partner did give a reset to the universe, if you want to call it.
Mm. Well, that brings us to you, Jake, and now we're going to your fourth choice here. So,
And again,
or second technically, but yeah, go ahead.
these aren't really ranked, but I have a character who first appeared on a TV show, then later on reappeared in a movie. I really wish this character got a lot more to do in the movie that they appeared in. Played by the absolutely fantastic Carl Lumbly.
I should have known you were going to pick that character. Yeah, I should have.
Yeah, you really should have. I mean, he really brought the best out of Sam and Bucky in that series.
Mhm.
And he taught Sam both in the show and the movie the right way how to be Captain America. And really just the back and forth between those two, because of what Isaiah went through in the past. He even says to Sam, no self-respecting black man would ever want to be Captain America. Look what they did to me. And Sam, who doesn't have any super serum, he looks at it and goes, no, fuck that. I'm Captain America. And I just love the path that he essentially sends both of them on. And, he through Isaiah, Sam kind of learns that lesson that he instills onto Bucky of you've been avenging, but you're not amending. You're not making amends.
Right.
And, in my nitpicks come in Brave New World, where, especially with the release of that set photo and that costume, I'm so disappointed we didn't get more of that. And they set him up for a moment in Brave New World that would have been such a satisfying payoff to his character, because the shield is on the ground when Sam is fighting Ross. They set you up for that classic, by now it's classic, here comes the cavalry moment so perfectly. And, when it's done well, it really works. Just hear me with this, how cool would it have been to have, the super soldier who was rejected by the world, who comes back into his own and learns to be a part of the world again, and then he helps Sam against the Red Hulk. That would have been a far more fitting finale than the one we got in that movie. But no, Carl Lumbly absolutely nailed it in the role. I thought he just stole every scene he was in. They got very lucky in that show with casting him, because I don't think all that stuff you intended Sam to go through on his journey to becoming Captain America would have worked as well if not for Carl Lumbly's Isaiah. So had to go with that.
Yeah.
All right, so that brings us to Darren.
You know what? I wasn't gonna pick this one at first, but I'm picking this one out of sympathy, because this is a character that has been here since, to be honest, basically the very, 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 very beginning.
I know it.
And he's always second fiddle to another character. If that's Steve, or if that's Sam, or if that's Yelena, he's always the co-lead in someone else's project. I feel so bad for my boy, Bucky Barnes. Someday you will get your own movie.
Winter Soldier. Falcon and the Winter Soldier. He has his own TV show, so it doesn't count.
But that was still Sam's show. That was a Sam.
It has his name in the title, though.
I don't agree. I don't think that's his show.
And also Thunderbolts. He also is a.
What does the chat think? I'm gonna I'm not gonna say no. The chat. What does that think?
Last week that Thunderbolts doesn't count.
Yeah, that's why I said Thunderbolts doesn't count.
He's also in the subtitle of the second Captain America movie. He takes up the entire subtitle.
Yep.
You can argue that he's not this is some bullshit. You know what? All right.
I got BS from you for picking Bucky last time. I'm not letting you slide on this one.
Wow, the chat is firing back too.
You didn't have a ground to stand on. There's a difference.
No, Darren,
I'm not giving you shit. I'm not giving you shit. I'm just messing with you.
I think this qualifies.
But look here. It's always featuring Bucky. It's never the focus. So
that's what I'm saying. He's never got the actual time to shine. He's always second place to someone else.
Yeah,
is kind of my But I can pick another if you guys.
Well, I don't know. It's up. I'm going to leave it up to you. I'm not going to be a stickler for this. I'm going to leave it up to you. The chat is very polarized. The chat is very polarized about this. 3Dub is very polarized about this. Jake is very polarized about this. I'm just sitting here going, whatever.
Fucking Chris.
Wow.
Right.
What the fuck?
I'm pro Buck.
If you lose an arm, you're powerless, basically.
All right. So you're sticking with that one. If you want to stick to it, you can stick to it.
I'm
It's up to
sticking
you.
to it.
Okay.
I'm
All right.
sticking to it.
I'm gonna leave it up to you. All right. So I'm gonna go to a character.
Good pick, Darren.
I'm gonna go to another Guardians character.
Good.
One that got a great story but has never had their own thing.
You can technically do that whole cast.
You could, but this one specifically because I'd love to see more of this character. He's the emotional core of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, and that is Rocket Raccoon. I would love to see Rocket get his own solo thing somehow, and considering the holiday special we got was so good, I think we could definitely have a Rocket Raccoon special on Disney Plus. That would be great. I would argue that any of these choices we have could be like a special on Disney Plus, really, all these supporting characters.
Yeah.
Gunn said in the original plan prior to him leaving he was going to do a Rocket and Groot show.
Yeah.
So
because like Isaiah would be a great case for like a solo special. Like,
I agree.
So
special presentation.
Yeah. More characters need that.
Yeah. All right. So that is my second choice. Now we go over to the person that was very adamantly vocal against Darren's second choice, and that is 3Dub. So 3Dub, what is your next choice?
My next choice is number 2, and that is Aunt May.
From the Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Because all of them are canon now.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
well, if we're being specific,
we're not doing this.
If we're doing the specific one, my favorite Aunt May is Tobey Maguire's Aunt May.
I mean, they're all canon to the MCU. So
well, yeah.
Good thing you've said.
That's what? What'd you say, Jake?
That's the first good thing he said.
At first, I thought you said Ant-Man, and I was going to be like, what the hell? He's had 3 movies.
Chat, how are you feeling about Aunt May? Like, how are we feeling about that? Is it tomatoes or is it thumbs up? I'm just curious how we're feeling about 3Dub's choice because that's really interesting, honestly.
He has the best lines in Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man.
Yeah. So you don't like the other Aunt Mays?
I don't like the Amazing one, but the second biggest one is the Homecoming one.
Okay. Just making sure. I want to see where you stood on that. All right. With that being said, it brings us to Jake and his third choice on this list.
So, my third choice on this list. This is a character that was hated when they first debuted, and I mean hated. For a lot of the wrong reasons, if we're being honest. And
hold on, we got our first tomato.
Wait.
I was thinking that too, but
I was thinking that,
but I just got the shit last time, so I was like, I'm gonna stay quiet.
Well, someone said that they're all canon, so
I mean, it is all it is technically. Hold on. It is all canon, and you can stick to that, but you have to explain why you're sticking to that one, and then everybody is allowed to like.
My original one was the Homecoming one, so
that was so are you going back on yours? You're not sticking with your original answer.
If we're going with MCU only, then that was my first.
It's all technically canon because they're all connected, so you can make the decision if you want to stand on that or not. Just like Darren was I'm not going to back down.
Things and just I'm going
okay, all right. No, go ahead. All right, so Jake, finish what you're saying. Sorry.
So yeah, like I said, this character was absolutely hated when they first debuted. People were tearing this character to bits, and then this character later had a reappearance, a relatively recent one, and I think they grew. They rose on a lot of people's totem poles significantly. Definitely rose a lot on mine. and I am going with John Walker.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
Everyone hated that character when he first came in,
yeah.
and to be fair, you were
The whole
supposed
point,
to.
yeah.
You were supposed to. As soon as they introduced him as that new quote unquote Captain America, I knew pretty much right away where that was going, just because I knew who U.S. Agent was.
Mm.
And by the way, small little side note, the way that they do the coloring on Captain America, you have the red, the white, and the blue. White's often signified as the color of purity. John Walker's Captain America costume had no white on it whatsoever. So that kind of tells you what his character was going to eventually go down.
Right.
Loved his character because he was kind of a representation. When you look at the three people who have had the Captain America mantle, so Steve is what America was, Sam is what America can be, and sadly and pretty, roughly, John Walker is what a lot of America kind of is right now. Like, the way that he is kind of treated as Captain America and the way the government handles someone like that, it's a little too real representation of how real life America works. But anyway, loved his character to bits, especially that bit at the end of the Falcon and Winter Soldier series where he goes, I did what you ordered me to do, and I did it well. He is a soldier, much like Bucky, the perfect soldier, but Sam is the good man. That's why he was given the mantle.
Right.
And he got a lot more depth in Thunderbolts. Really, him and Yelena were the ones that got the most depth, where you see, their memories, the things that haunt them still to this day. And even it's odd because now you have people like Bucky and Red Guardian who he can relate to on a super soldier-ish level, but especially in that movie, I grew to understand where he was coming from with a lot of his turmoil, and I definitely want to see more of the character. And small little side note, like after Wyatt Russell's done with these Marvel movies, take him over to DC and have him play Oliver Queen.
Before Darren answers, I saw there was also an article that Tyler Heckler wants to play Batman in the DCU. I don't know if you guys saw that or
I did
not.
see that.
Yeah, I did see that, and it's funny because like around that same time, he always said he saw himself as more of a Batman anyway.
Yeah,
that'd be interesting.
he could do it.
He's
if he
been
wanted
wanting to play Batman for almost like 10 years now.
Wow, it reminds me of like Grant wanting to play Superman, but then ending up playing the Flash. So,
hey, but he got to work with two Supermen, so he can't complain.
That's true. So, Darren, we are on your.
David was his favorite.
Darren, we're on your third choice now, so go ahead.
Yep. It's my turn. Deal with it. My next character, and some of you might already know who it is. This is a character a little more like a kind of a sympathy
Simba?
vote once more. No, crazy. Kind of a sympathy vote. This is a character that should have got his own project in recent years.
Okay.
This is a character after Endgame. I said should have been the one leading the Avengers going into this new era. I think he's one of the most equipped. Another character that's literally been here since day one, and that is Rhodey.
That's what I thought you were going with last time.
Yeah, one I'd argue is one of the most underrated MCU characters. I
think so too.
Which Rhodey?
Just same guy. Not mainly Cheadle, obviously, because we see him most. But I personally really love this character, and almost every appearance we've had him in, just from kind of the kind of the sidekick to Iron Man, but seeing how he's evolved over the years, seeing him in a more leadership role, even like in Avengers Endgame, having some of the best lines and roles.
Yeah. Just that shot where he emerges with Rocket on his shoulder. That's so fucking cool.
He's just like, can't we just? It's so
First
good.
of all, that's horrible.
Really horrible. And even hot take, I don't love everything he does in Secret Invasion because I don't like that show a lot. But I do like the implications of what of the story that they could have told going forward, because I do think this body snatching story for him, having missed such a crucial part of his life and this universe, would have been fascinating. And I think Armored Wars could have been one of the coolest projects in the MCU if given the right writers and an actual opportunity to tell a great story. And I hope he still gets the opportunity to. I hope, just because of everything that's happened, it's not off the table completely. again, I don't know what's going to happen post Secret Wars. I don't know what maybe the time is gone. It's past, but Rhodey is, I think, one hell of a character.
Okay.
I mean, you could say that with Black Widow, and it still made a movie.
That is true. That is true. It also wasn't a great move to do it the way they did either.
Came out
so.
5 years too late.
Yeah. And this year's like 20 years too late. Or at least 10.
You just made me think of Syndrome. Too late. 15 years too late.
You caught me monologuing.
What's going on about how inevitable my defeat is? Okay, if we don't stop now, we won't stop.
Okay, so my number 3 is from Wakanda Forever. And wait, you already know who I'm going to pick? I haven't even said a name yet.
No, I think I know.
Okay. This is a character that is legally locked up because Marvel can't use them in a film by themselves, and that is Namor.
Jake hates Namor.
I hate that character so damn much.
The character in general or the one from the MCU?
I don't love the character in general, but I fucking hated him in Wakanda Forever.
Is there a reason why? Like, is there a reason why you didn't like him? Is it because he wasn't the same from the comics, or what was the reason why? The actor, like, what was it?
I mean, that bothered me a little bit, but he was just so goddamn annoying.
But I mean, that's kind of how Namor is in the comics.
I mean, yeah, he's a dick, but he doesn't go out of his way to wage war with surface dwellers unless he is like provoked first. And it felt weird how he was just trying to bring Shuri into his circle the whole entire movie. It's like he would not care about surface dwellers like this.
Now, Jake, I will say that's a fair
And also,
feeling
Atuma
about
is
it.
not his little bitch.
Yes.
Atuma is the guy who's constantly trying to take the throne from him.
Okay, so let me ask you a question, and I want to test your logic on this. Do you think that every character in the MCU that you like is exactly the same as they are in the comic books?
No. And
Okay.
There's some differences I'm fine with.
Right.
So
I'm saying so. Like, it's fair that you don't. You can easily be like, I don't like it because of that reason. But I think that expecting it to be the same and it's not the same is not the same as like not liking it just because you don't like the changes. Does that make any sense?
No, and that's not the sole reason I don't like it. That just
Right.
plays into it.
There are characters I don't like that I'm like, I just don't like those characters. So they're never going to be at the top of my list. And so it doesn't matter how good they are in the MCU. But I will say there's some versions in the MCU that I like that have been changed that I think the changes were better than they were in the comics that I've liked over the years. And, Namor is someone that I actually didn't like in the comics. He's a character that I did not like in general because he's so arrogant in the comics, and it's in a way that's off-putting to me in the stories that I've seen him in. Now, to keep in mind, I haven't read every single comic book about Namor out there. Like, I haven't read all of them. The John Byrne run was the one that I kind of kept up with, the one that he worked on. But outside of that, I only knew him in other stories. I loved him in Wakanda Forever because I liked the story they told with him in Wakanda Forever. And I think they could do more with him. What are you laughing about, Darren?
One of the
Oh, Harrison's comment there. Yeah. They had to digitally alter that. The eggplant was doing too much. But I liked his story in the movie, and I would love to see him outside of that context because you're right, Jake, I will agree with you. The storyline that they gave him wasn't the best storyline in the movie, and I think that could have been made better. However, I would love to see him not at odds with like Wakanda to see what his character would be like outside of that.
That's the main thing that brings that movie down for me as much as it does, is Namor.
But he's super... See, here's the thing, though. Namor is extremely powerful. Like, we're talking like a really powerful character.
He's technically a mutant, so there's
that. But I mean, like, if you look at the power structure of the MCU characters on Earth, he's one of the more powerful ones. And that's why I would love to see him in something else. Even though you cut the little wings on his ankles and they just flutter around and he can't do much after that, which is really interesting. I would love to see him get some armor around that because otherwise, what are you going to do with that?
Give him like his black armor with the gold belt.
Exactly. Yeah. No, I'd love to see that, but
I love.
You know what that reminded me of? You know, have you seen Hercules where there's this little one of the gods has like little shoes that have wings on them?
That's actually a myth. I think that is actually a mythological
that's
thing. So
great.
That
Mythology.
Namor reminded me of that.
I think that is actually the part of the
It's the feet of
des-
Hermes.
design for Namor. I think the Hermes thing. I think that was part of what they did when they designed him. But it's interesting you bring that up. I hadn't even thought about that in years. But yes, the fact that they were able to cut off the little wing and stuff, like I'd love to see him in his own thing with some actual proper armor on, because I think he learned a lesson flying around in his eggplant hammock, doing all that stuff in the world. So
Do you want to see him with his very similarly named wife and cousin?
maybe. Well, his cousin was on Alpha Flight, which I love Alpha Flight. Are you talking about Namorita?
She was on Alpha Flight.
Yeah. There's a whole story about her.
Wait. Was it Alpha Flight or was it? Because I thought it was New Warriors.
She was in Alpha Flight. I can't remember the exact issues that she was in, but she was on the team for a period of time. Let me double check when that run was. Hold on.
I remember that. Because that sounds familiar, but I can't place it.
Hold on.
Because I swore she was in New Warriors during like the Civil War days.
Oh, okay. So yeah, she wasn't officially a member. She was on the team for like a story, but she wasn't officially a member.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Anyway, that's where I remember her from. Is that who are you talking about specifically though? Which characters are you talking about?
So Namorita was the cousin, and then his wife is Namora.
Right. I think that I'd love to have any of those characters in there. Yeah, she was on New Warriors. I was remembering a specific story from Alpha Flight. Yeah, I knew that, but I loved the story that she had with Alpha Flight because it did deal with some like weird alien shit, which I was a big fan of.
I think I remember that, but I was reading so much.
So Alpha Flight is weird. This is going to be very like off topic, I guess, but most of those comics after John Byrne took over are either hard to find or they're not available on that picture.
God,
they're hard to find. They're not online. So yeah.
I mean, I would like it honestly if more of the movies would go down the Alpha Flight route.
Do you have a thing for his own name? I don't know. Like, I guess so. Yeah, it's one of those comic book things that like doesn't make a lot of sense.
I would like it if the more mutant movies eventually went and tackled some of the Alpha Flight stuff. Because the closest he ever got was X-Men Origins Wolverine.
Yeah. You know, it's really funny that you mentioned this. I appreciate the tip, super chat. We are literally one away now from hitting the goal because of Jose. Thank you, Jose. One more and we hit the goal for the night. But I love Black Panther Wakanda Forever. It's funny that when I rank the movie, I always rank it lower than I guess it should be because I love so much that's in that film that I'm like, why do I keep ranking it so low? Like, there's so many elements of it that I really enjoy. So, because I know, Darren, you've argued with, well, I say argue, but we've gone back and forth a little bit about, like, the quality of Wakanda Forever, and you love that movie, so...
And Jake hates it, so, like, we have that...
Oh, really? Well, now I know why, though. He doesn't like Namor, so that's a big part of the movie, so I guess that makes a lot of sense.
I said that a really controversial take I said was... During our Eyes of Wakanda stream, I said I might have liked Eyes of Wakanda more than Wakanda Forever.
Yeah.
Really? Well, you know what? I liked Eyes of Wakanda too as well. Yeah, I would say that was really good. So, Jose coming through with $5 for the computer fund. Thank you.
It was so weird how me and Darren both liked that, but we disagreed on so much.
And then the final $5 super chat, which means there should be confetti when I click over on the screen here. And yes, there's confetti falling. We did reach the goal. Everybody, shout out to everyone that donated super chats, and shout out to Jose for closing it out for us. Did you hear that Jackie Chan? Oh yeah, I'm gonna leave this there. We'll talk about that when we're done with this. I want to talk about that like properly. So we'll talk about that in a moment. Jason said Black Panther 2 sucked.
So I'm not alone.
Oh.
No, you're not. I think it's one of the. I mean, I think you either love it or hate it. I feel like there's no in between. You know what I mean? Like there's.
I mean, listen, I get it. They were dealt the roughest hand possible.
Yeah.
And did they make a good tribute to Chadwick Boseman? Yes. I don't think they made a good movie.
I think it's better than the first.
Wow. Okay. All right. We need to have a talk about that one day. All right. So 3W, we're at your number 3. So go ahead and drop it.
This character has been around since the beginning, not since Iron Man, but in the phase 1, basically. She literally can put a god to his knees with a taser, and that is Darcy.
Hold on, I gotta wait a second. Wow, Darcy. Like, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that choice. I like that character, but that's crazy.
Hell yeah, I like it.
I really love her.
There's two reasons why I picked her.
Why?
No,
What is it?
no,
What is
No.
it?
I know
no,
exactly
no,
what
no,
you're
no,
thinking
no.
about.
What
but
is it?
no.
I'm out of the loop. What are we talking about?
He's made a dirty-minded joke.
Think about
Oh,
You made a
okay.
dirty-minded joke.
Jake, bad Jake.
All right.
it.
So
I'm
now,
not wrong.
Well,
now it's time to stand on money. We're down to the top two. All right.
Oh, there's some tomatoes.
Tomatoes and thumbs up. So I don't know.
I didn't
We're-
like her until WandaVision. WandaVision, she was really good, I thought.
I liked her in Thor 1.
I think she's fun. Yeah. I enjoy her in all of it more than most people. Because I know people hate Dorothy. I was like, I don't know, she's kind of funny.
Yeah.
I would like to see her back.
Yeah.
I wanted to see a show with like that trilogy of
I'm a
characters from
fan
one.
of her
trio,
since
not
Two Broke
trilogy.
Girls and,
I mean,
Shifted
I want to
Gears.
see a trilogy, so there's that. No, I was kidding. But yeah, like Jimmy Woo, Monica, and Darcy, I think would make for a fun little like X-Files show.
You know, we haven't seen a Selvig since Thor 2.
No, he's in Age of Ultron
Oh, wait.
for like 2 seconds. I only know that because I literally watched that today, and I was
Oh,
like,
yeah.
"What
you
the
had your
hell?
thing
He's in
today,
that?"
yeah.
I was like, "Oh, all right." He's in like
I forgot he was in that.
like not even a minute of
Chris says Darcy was so redeemed by WandaVision, her appearance in What If. I liked her in Thor and tolerated her best at Dark World. Well, you know.
Fair enough.
Holy
What If with
shit!
Howard the Duck? Yeah, it was good. That was a good one.
That's line.
All right, we're standing on business now. We're down to our top two. Jake, you have the floor. What is your second to last choice?
So, this one again. It feels weird to say this one, but kind of like Darren, this is a character who I feel like should have gotten their own project by now. Was going to. There were many attempts at it,
Oh yeah.
and they were finally brought to the light in kind of an unorthodox way. But they were a supporting character in this movie, even if they weren't in said movie for a lot of it. And I'm going with this guy.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
Thought he was entertaining as hell in that movie. I mean, I could really just say all of the cameo characters toward the end of that movie, which
Yeah.
I don't really want to call them cameos
Forgot
because
about
they're in like a good half-hour chunk of the movie.
Funny character.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I thought they were all honestly. I thought they
I
were all
got
entertaining.
worried for a second. I don't want to tell you why, but I got worried for a second. So
Fair enough.
what you were saying was I was about to say he's going to pick my number one, or at least my last one, probably.
Fair enough. But no, I loved honestly all those characters. I mean, it was obviously cool seeing Blade back. It was even fun seeing Elektra back. But there was a lot of joy that I got out of seeing Gambit there because we finally got that version on screen after years and years of it almost happening, and then the merger happened, and then it was killed. And we're gonna get to see him for at least one more movie because we don't know if he's in Secret Wars yet. Even though you could presume that he is, but. They go full in on his version of the character. They do the comic accurate costume. They have him do the most exaggerated version of the accent ever to play into the long running joke of can Channing Tatum do the accent? So they just have him go. They crank it up to 11.
Mhm.
Who's your dialect?
He's you actually see him throwing around the cards, using the stick, and
The suit is great.
the suit is
It's
fantastic.
beautiful.
It's one of those things that you don't think it would look good on paper because of how silly it is, but they fully embrace the comic roots. They make it work, and that just saying that proved to me that okay, we should have gotten at least one movie with this.
He shot out of his dad's dick ready.
Oh my god. Oh no. All right.
2024 was a great year for Gambit.
Yeah.
Or a bad year
Um,
for Gambit, depending how you feel.
Damn it, Darren!
Okay,
Do
so
that to me.
before we get on to Darren's next option here, his next
Oh
choice.
wow, I got poker suits instead.
I
of
see
tomatoes
that.
from Dalton's
Yeah,
thing.
yeah. What's up? What's up, Jay Bradley? Good to see you. Glad to have you back. I still wonder if MCU has Ms. Marvel and Miles Morales. DC has a Ms. Marvel. Oh, well, you know. Darren's face there. Yeah. We have about 80 people watching between the two channels. Whichever channel you're watching on, please do me a favor and show YouTube we're in the algorithm, the algae, okay, by clicking the like. If you love us, I would prefer for you not to click the dislike, but that counts too. Leave a comment, show us some love in the comment section. And if you're new to the channel, we did have a new subscriber. Shout out to somebody that subscribed while we were live, which doesn't happen very often. Who was it here? I'm scroll down. Troy subscribed while we were live. I don't normally see that, but thank you so much, Troy, for whichever channel you subscribe to. Debunks or Reloaded. Appreciate it.
Yes, Harrison, I agree. They need the red eyes.
Okay, well, there we go. Thank you so much, Chris, and everybody, actually. Darren, what is your next choice? We're down to your top two. So,
Top 2.
or just your last two.
Yeah.
Your last
yeah,
two.
No, yeah. There's a lot. I mean, there's so many characters. I kind of hope we do this list again because there's so many we could pick from.
We'll do a variation of this at some point.
I'm
Yeah.
kind of leaving out honorable mentions on this.
Yeah,
one.
there's a lot.
Yeah. We're going to do variations because I think actual people in the chat are really enjoying this. So we'll do a variation of this at some point.
I am going to do my personal favorite character from this specific Disney Plus show.
Okay.
This was a character I was very shocked when they were cast in the MCU. I was like, how are they going to do? What are they going to do with this one? And this is, I think, now is in my top 5 MCU characters of all time, and that is Mobius from Loki.
Okay, I was
Wow.
I was way off. I thought you were going somewhere else.
No, that's a really good choice. That's a really good choice,
I-
honestly.
Wow.
I love this guy so much. He is maybe one of the most likable characters I have ever seen in a movie or TV show, and I instantly fell in love.
But you're right, though. When he was cast, I had no idea what we were going to get,
Yeah,
and
I
I
was
was
like,
pleasantly surprised.
Owen
by it.
Wilson and
Yeah.
Loki?
Really?
I was like, what the hell? Like,
I
that's a
had the
weird
same
choice.
reaction to Luke Wilson and Star Wars.
Yeah. No, and I think him and Tom Hiddleston have chemistry from day one, and they're back and forth, and
Mhm.
his presence makes Loki to me feel like a show. And
I actually think he's one of the key components that makes that show work. To be honest,
it makes it work. I think a lot of these Disney Plus shows struggle by not feeling like there's a supporting cast. It feels like the main character and then everyone else is just there. But with a show like this, you have, you have Mobius and you have, Hunter 17 or Hunter 15. And you have Obi, and you have all these very likable, Sylvie, and every character feels likable and amazing in their own right. And I truly do hope he has a secret appearance in Doomsday. It would make sense with everything that's going on right now.
Jason, because he was just playing Owen Wilson. I mean, there's some actors
Sure,
that
and
do
he's
that.
damn
That's what
good
they
at
do,
it, yeah.
right? Okay, so we're getting to my second choice, and I struggled a bit because I wanted to pick a character that has a massive impact on Marvel that does not have their own thing. And I feel like this character represents really what could be a foundational character of Marvel moving forward if they use her right. And that is Madison from S.H.I.E.L.D. Just kidding. Just kidding. I'm just joking. Wiccan from Agatha. I would love to see Wiccan come back and have his own series. I know there's a rumor about it, but I'd love to see more from that character. One of my favorite characters. I know there's been questions about the casting and stuff, but it was just really fun to see that character in live action from the comics. And I think the costume looked really good. I really loved Agatha as a series, and I know that probably does affect how I feel about Wiccan in the show, but I really loved Wiccan, and it's not where you think, right, Harrison? I really love Wiccan, so I would love to see Wiccan come back at some point, either in a Young Avengers / Champions thing, something along those lines. I really enjoyed it. I think they did a good job with the story. Omega says, I should have just stuck with Madison. Everybody loves Madison. I low-key want a Madison spinoff.
She was going to be at an event that I was at earlier this year. But
Patty Guggenheim, that plays her? Yeah.
Yeah. For the longest time, I was like, wait, are you related to Mark?
The Billie Eilish reveal was peak. You should see me with a crown. Yeah, exactly. That was really good. Okay, so that brings us to the top two for 3Dub. So far, not a lot of tomatoes tonight. I think everybody's doing a good job. Okay, Tiny clap for everybody.
Some are forced tomatoes.
We've gone a while without someone's being taken.
True, but that's because round robin I think helps that. You don't end up with a lot of them taken this way. So
I don't know. Did you see Darren earlier?
I know. Look, I know it's happened.
Crawled
It's
out
happened.
of my chair.
Blame the wheel. Don't blame me. Anyway, yeah, go ahead. 3Dub, what is your next choice?
So this one, I'm really sad that he's no longer in the MCU. His death was tragic, and I wish we got to see more of him. He has been the lookout for every single universe, and that is Heimdall.
Oh, I thought you meant the actors that you had me fooled there. That was like a bait and switch. I thought you meant like an actor that passed away. Like, no, the character. Heimdall was on my list as one of my backups, honestly.
Same. Good one.
That's a really good choice. I mean, there's a possibility because of Secret War, so there's a chance that could happen.
And just how they end that, like how they end Thor 4, it kind of to me implied like, oh, maybe even though they passed, it's like, oh, I could see them. I don't necessarily want them to do that, but I could see them doing that.
All right.
Coulson has his own show though, so we can't use him.
I mean, technically, you could have used Coulson. He doesn't have his name in a title.
Well, okay.
Yeah, I mean,
well, doesn't he have a? No.
You can argue it. Look, you can argue it if you want. I'm saying like the rules were no names and titles as the lead character.
I wouldn't have done that because I think that's personally.
I think it states the rules because he's the lead of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Yes, I agree. But yeah, you could have argued that point if you wanted. I guess
he also has the lead of a bunch of shorts back in those early eras of the MCU.
Yeah, damn, I haven't.
Those were good. Those were good.
Like one shots.
Yeah, yeah. All right, so Jake, what is your numero uno, your number one choice of MCU supporting character? And remember, chat, if these are not good, then you can throw lots of tomatoes. These are the number one, so these got to be good. So go ahead.
Okay, so
no pressure.
Is a character that I was championing for the longest time.
All right, throw tomatoes already.
Needed to have their own project, whether you're talking about show or movie. I would have been fine with either. The little amount we got exposed to this character, I absolutely loved it. And it got kind of mentioned as we were going through that conversation just then. I have Robbie Reyes, Ghost Rider from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
He almost had his own show. He was so close.
We were so close. They stole it from me. They took it. We were so close.
Yeah.
Because I love just that whole Ghost
Fuck
Rider.
Hellstrom. Fuck that show. That's what got it canceled, was fucking Hellstrom not being good.
Yes. But no, whether it's Johnny Blaze or Robbie Reyes or hell, even Carter Slade, I love the Ghost Rider. I love that whole side of the Marvel Universe, all the lore that it brings with it, the tone, the visuals, and I think pretty much on a daily how well he would have gelled with the rest of that universe.
Yeah.
Get him, finally pull Mahershala's blade out of the fucking woodworks, get all these together for like a Midnight Suns movie. I know everybody's asking for it, just do it.
Let me just, I need to speak on this for 1 second because it is on my soul right this moment. Gabriel Luna as Ghost Rider kind of was in that moment in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. where the show switched from being like just an okay spinoff to being like its own thing. Like it was like that changed the game for that because when it came in, I'm like, a car Ghost Rider on TV, like, this is going to be so stupid. And I was so glad that I was wrong because it ended up being fire, literally fire. It was amazing. And I love that they do not skimp on Ghost Rider. When we had that scene where they're on the plane and they're like, oh, he can't get out of there because that's meant to hold the Hulk or whatever. I'm like, you don't, and I thought about this as they were saying this. I'm like, you are not going to hold the Ghost Rider. If he wants to get out of there, he is going to get out of there. Right?
I literally was like, you can't stop something.
This is a force of like, this isn't the Hulk. This is like a magical force, a magical spirit.
This isn't a force of nature. This is a force of hell.
Yeah. And when Ghost Rider wants to do something, Ghost Rider will get it done. That's how the power works. When that happened, I was like, holy shit, they're doing it. They're doing Ghost Rider, and they're not cutting corners on him. They're doing him right.
Nope.
That is the best Ghost Rider we've ever had in live action. I love Nicolas Cage.
If he didn't break out of that cage and was stuck in there, I would have flipped the table like Thor.
Well, that's what I'm saying is when they mention the Hulk reference, I'm like, they're telling you right now this is how powerful this character is.
Yeah.
If I had a nickel for every time an orange-headed support character on a comic book show was gonna get a spin-off show, but then it was X'd, I'd have 2 nickels. Just an alarm. It's weird that it happened twice.
I mean, it was the linchpin to winning to helping them beat the season, like the big bad of the season. Like it really was. It was so we have to figure out a way to do this. You know what I mean?
I'm not trying to brag, but I think I might have just sealed that list there. I might have had the best one out of these.
Maybe, but I think mine is probably going to be pretty good too. So we'll see. We'll see when we get there. I'll say, look, I will say this: if I was not I'm surprised that you picked that, but I'm not shocked that everybody feels the same way because it literally was an amazing character. So
and I had a feeling that one was like so forgotten, but as soon as I bring it up, someone's going to be like, "Oh yeah." So that's why I thought I was safe.
Mean, I could literally just pick the entire cast of Agents of Shield, and it doesn't have an answer.
I have a few on my list, but we're going to save them for that specialty list we'll do later on because I have some good ideas. So that brings us to Darren's number 1 on the list. So
I mean, I could have picked Agents of Shield, and maybe I will do another day because there's too many good characters on that show I could have picked. I wanted to. I picked the right hand man to another Marvel, or I guess pre-Marvel Disney Plus series. This is a character that has recently deceased, but I do not believe it. I still think they're alive out there, and that is Foggy Nelson from Daredevil. What an incredible character! What a well-written, well-put-together supporting character for a show. I would just watch a Foggy Nelson show. I would never do that. They would never do that. But like, he is such a well-written, such a fun character. I would just watch a lawyer show about Foggy Nelson and what he does in Matt's lawyer life and how he supports him there as a friend and as a coworker, and sometimes not as a coworker.
But also getting the avocados,
as I should, and then also his dichotomy with Matt and the love-hate he has for Daredevil, and how he believes in him as a hero, but not Matt as said hero. He's like, no, Matt, this isn't healthy, this isn't good, and that toxic relationship he has with it, and that up and down, and such a realistic take on not only friendship, but also like what a real-life superhero dynamic would be if your friends found out you were a superhero. I love Foggy, and I don't believe for a damn second he's really dead. So hashtag bring him back for season 2.
Well, things were definitely a little less foggy after he was gone.
Oh my gosh!
See that door? Exit.
All right, so we're going to go. I got 2 options here that I think are really good, but I'm just going to go with one of them. Am I going to save the other one for another stream? I think I might save the other one.
I feel like I know what one of your backups is.
Well,
unless you're about to use it.
No. I've got 2 in front of me that, and I don't want to do any honorable mentions because I want to save some of these for another stream.
Yeah. I'm going to laugh if I call it.
I don't think you are. I don't think you're going to get it. This is a character. Okay, so let me lead into this with why I went this direction. Thor: Love and Thunder is a movie that I think,
know what you're gonna pick.
I think it could have been 3 different films. And I think there was a world that existed in the multiverse where there was a movie where this character was the co-lead of the movie and absolutely could have been a great partner to the mighty Thor. And that is Valkyrie.
I had it on my best of.
I believe that is a character that has been hop, skipped, and jumped around the MCU and random things that should have already been second build and a big part of something. Keep in mind, I think she was great in Ragnarok. I really loved her in Thor: Love and Thunder. I think she could have done a good job. My pitch for a movie would have been the Mighty Thor and Valkyrie, like a team up movie with the two of them
That would have been cool.
together, learning how to be a team against a slightly less impending character than like the God Butcher, where the two of we actually get to see them doing stuff. Because by the time we meet Jane, she's already King Valkyrie of Asgard, and Jane is already running around as Thor, as Mighty Thor, and we never get to see them doing things to get to that point. Now, I don't think it's necessary. Like, I think it's okay to jump into something with, both feet running on the ground. I get that. But how, can you imagine a movie like a road trip buddy cop kind of movie with the two of them facing off against random mid-range Thor villains together to teach Jane how to be Thor and allowing Valkyrie to grow into that role as King Valkyrie? I think that would have been an amazing movie, in my
Can I
opinion.
pitch it further?
Valkyrie
What-
is good.
What you're pitching to me sounds more in line with like a TV show. Like that
could be.
sounds like very TV show potential, and like kind of what they're looking for right now, right? Where it's like stuff that's non-connected to the mainline MCU. I think Valkyrie could just be out there, like traveling the globe, finding various things, maybe even showing like.
We're talking about it. Technically, a character with the power level of like a Amazonian. Like
Yeah.
that's what we're talking about. So
I mean,
growing
Valkyrie
like
is not-
Nebula as well, because she's also kind of like traveling the universes
little
and
bit.
trying to find her place. Like that would be a really interesting lineup.
Hmm.
Valkyrie was not the only female character from the Thor franchise that has gotten the shaft.
that's true. That is true. But I will say I like Tessa as Valkyrie, and I wish she would have gotten more love in the Marvels, honestly. Because
Yeah,
think about this, the Marvels,
That pissed me
if they would have had her in as like the fourth team member, can you imagine how that would have been? That would have been so fun, in my opinion.
It was cool to have her as part of that. People make fun of this scene, but it was cool to have her as part of like the women team up scene in Endgame.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like she's a character that was so important in Ragnarok and then completely tossed aside after that. And it really sucks because
I
she.
admit,
What?
I was gonna say, as much as I don't like Ragnarok, she was one of the brighter
she's
spots.
one of
Of
the
it.
best parts of that
Well,
movie.
the thing I love about her, and then I'm going to let 3Dub answer and we can talk about the last super chat we had. But the thing I loved about her was she wasn't a stereotypical like woman in the MCU.
Yeah.
What are we? Wait, hold on.
Oh,
Wait, what?
look at the chat.
Yeah, which one? Hold on.
Second to last. Oh damn it! That caught
Oh God, I just saw Paulatina. Okay.
Well, I mean, I was gonna say like I didn't really like her cameo in the Marvels.
I didn't either.
Because
Got cameoed in the hat.
yeah,
You mean
because it
Von
was
Doom?
like they wanted to do something without having the guts to actually do it.
True.
They were like tiptoeing. It's like,
Be-
oh, look at them! It's like
there
do
was
it. Just
yes,
do
there
it.
was supposed to be a relationship vibe going on, and they never did it. They didn't
They were-
commit to it,
Marvel's too scared about it. Marvel
Yeah.
is still too scared to actually commit to.
which is why when
Absolutely
people
nothing.
talk about Marvel being too like too many gay people and stuff in Marvel, I'm like, there's barely anything in Marvel with that. So I don't know what you're talking about.
Just do what the Deadpool movies did.
Exactly. Yes. No. 100%. They could have just committed, but it is what it is, right? Anyway, I have another one, but we are gonna sit on that
Give it.
and
Yeah.
and wait for like the next one.
I can do, like,
So
more of these. There's
no jokes about sitting on it. Okay. 3Dub. 3Dub. You were coming to your final choice. It better be good because I feel like the chat has tomatoes waiting now at this point. They're preloaded. So give us your final choice.
Yeah,
3Dub.
make this one good. The rest have sucked.
So you're saying Wong sucked? Okay, got it.
Wow.
So this one was a little tricky because I had 3 in the running, and I'm going to save those for the one from Ant-Man and the one from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. for another stream.
Okay.
So I went with this one. She was thrust into the hero, like superhero, like everything. Basically,
Okay.
she was having like family time, and then all of a sudden, bam! She's in this. She has to be in this superhero movie, basically. Like, well, anyways. Her debut was in Shang-Chi, and her name is Katie. She was basically thrust into this life of heroism, like basically kidnapped by her friend.
Wait, Darren, you were going to say something, Darren. What were you going to say?
Just not the pick I was expecting.
No,
Oh.
I had a Shang-Chi character in my backups, but it wasn't that one.
I have one as well. We might end up having like a crossover of that.
I've never heard of a Katie channel, which isn't a bad thing. I'm just saying
I'm giving her love because she's only in one like so far. Like I think I want to see more of her. So
yes. Aquafina.
It's interesting to hear you say that. Now that we're down the list, we'll switch here, and I'll move Jake away from the text. I know he doesn't like the text on his face. It's interesting to hear you say that, not because I have a problem with it. Like, literally, I'm okay with everybody's choices. Yeah. But it's like that was one of the things that I heard the most criticism about is her character.
I mean,
like people didn't like her
for everything she's in.
I mean, that's true.
Aquafina gets too much hate.
That's true.
She really, like, I could understand it if she said something or did. She just she's just a successful
She gets shit for existing. She's like, I exist and people don't like her. You know what I mean?
People don't like her voice, so she's too annoying.
Yeah, man.
That's why she gets work. This is just...
Yeah, the bright and shining Kung Fu Panda star, Aquafina.
I like her on that too.
All right, so now I'm curious. Chad, I'm curious. Who has the best list?
Yeah, Chad. Sound off. Look, here we go. Chris, first one, and says 3Dub is number 4. Okay. Darren is number 3. I am number 2. And Jake is number 1. And it's like hair's width in between. All were great lists, in my opinion. So, in other words, he's saying that Jake is not actually number 1. Cool. Got it. All right. So, we're going to.
Hey, if slurping that copium helps you sleep at night, go ahead.
I will say, like, out of all of us, Jake does have the better number 1.
I think his number 1 is what sealed his list for everybody. But that's only because I think he knew I was going to pick it. So he was like, since Eric's going to pick it, I'm going to do it first. So my list ends up being the better one. Because that was actually my number 1, but Jake did it first. So technically, I have the best list. Technically speaking.
And you were snorting that copium like it's cocaine.
I was actually going to say the Human Torch from Deadpool and Wolverine. Should just get his own movie by himself. So,
he died for murder.
Wow. Jake was top. Eric and Darren are tied, and 3Dub is just wow.
You heard it here first.
Chris is throwing tomatoes at me now. Where's the tomatoes at, Chris? Throw them at me. Hit me up. Make the sauce.
There is a rant on Discord for it.
Oh, I did. There is somebody that ranted at me. Yeah. I'll read it here. I'm not gonna. I mean, it's not a private comment. The rant thing is funny. So apparently, actually, I'm not gonna read the whole thing, but I'll tell you what it's about. Hold on, let me go down here.
I just realized something. 3 of the characters that I picked. Wait, no, hold on. Can I count? 3. Fuck, God damn it. 2 of the characters I picked, I almost said 3, were from the same show. They debuted in the same show, and I didn't even realize it when I said that. Walker and Isaiah.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that while I was making the list.
And then I had Bucky, so.
Yeah.
Did my rant channel get deleted or something? I'm not seeing it.
It should be there. I think it's under gaming.
Under gaming?
Yeah, manga, and then gaming, and then rant against Eric.
It's literally not on my screen.
Do not ever pronounce it that way again.
I was scared.
What? Hold on.
All I know is anime. I don't read manga.
Okay, my Discord is my Discord is glitched. Let me open it back up again.
Mango.
You just got that, Darren. A little slow on that one.
I literally read out what it sounds like. That's basically how I was like,
what are you talking about? Not a fruit.
Hold on. Yeah, it's not loading up for me. Let me reload Discord completely. If this doesn't work, I can do it on my screen over here. Yeah, I read it, and it was something about, like, I think age demographics or something like that. Let me double check. I think
the only manga I read was Solo Leveling.
Let's see.
Nice, Harrison.
It's still not on my Discord.
Their tab closed or something.
Aaron, is that a?
What?
I'm trying to tell what that is.
Hold on.
What?
You're. God, my ass is blind.
I'll comment so that you can. I'll tag you. So
The Funko
Before
that's
it
in the
shows up.
box on that
Right here?
shelf up.
Right here?
I tagged you.
The one that
All right, hold on.
go. Yes, that one. What is that?
Agent May from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Oh, okay. It looked familiar. I was like, why does that look like fucking
So
Wednesday?
this is weird. This channel disappeared for me until you tagged me.
Yeah, sometimes Discord does that. You might have like accidentally set to hide it or something.
Aw.
That's weird.
Damn it! Now Fly's
right.
coming after me.
I'm gonna read this quickly because we're at the 3-hour mark, and then we're gonna do this super
I
chat. But
understand that reference.
Yeah, no.
this is what. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, there's an inside joke.
Okay, so this is from, and I don't know if they're here or not. And if you are, I don't know if the person's in the chat or not. But Pinky here says, I want to rant about what Eric said in his recent podcast about how IPs like Star Wars and Indiana Jones won't attract male Gen Zers because they only attract people from his generation. By that logic, neither should Marvel or DC because they're from the silent generation and boomer generation, and because the vast majority of DC and Marvel's popular characters debuted the 30s to the 60s. Gen Zers are also willing to go see Mario, Sonic, Pokemon, blah, 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 blah. I'm not saying that as like a facetious way. Like it's just more stuff. Let me explain why it's different, okay? Indiana Jones is a IP that doesn't have constant content coming out. It's one that you get a movie like every decade. And it just, the lead character also doesn't resonate with people. And the last one they made, they tried to make it younger and it got rejected by a younger audience. So that's not me saying that it can't work. It's saying that the reality is it doesn't work for Indiana Jones. Right. We haven't seen it work yet for Indiana Jones. That franchise is built around a character named Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
So unless they wanted to reboot it with a different person, having Harrison Ford as that character and then trying to have supporting characters be the main characters in a movie, don't work. I stand by that.
Timothy Chalamet, Indiana Jones. Let's go.
And Star Wars, what I meant specifically was like going after the characters that are out of date for the people that they're trying to market to. For example, Boba Fett. Again, this isn't me saying I feel this or I think this or I whatever. The numbers are the numbers. Boba Fett did not resonate with that age demographic.
Yeah.
Right? But something like Ahsoka does.
Yeah.
Because
Clone Wars, we
right.
That one. Yeah.
Exactly. So my statement was, and a lot of people misunderstood this as well, is that when I talked about not catering to that generation that liked Clone Wars and all that, I wasn't talking about Ahsoka, the TV show, because that is something they should be doing. The article was talking about big budget movies, and they haven't been catering to the Clone Wars audience with big budget movies. So that's what I'm saying. And you could even look at something like Solo, right? So Solo was supposed to be a prequel movie about Han Solo without the actual actor playing that character. And guess what? That got rejected as well. Even though I think it's a good movie, it still got rejected. So I think there's more proof that my opinion, I guess, about it works versus the other examples you gave. Because things like Pokemon and all these other things, they're constantly in pop culture. They don't disappear and then come back.
You know what the funny thing is with the Solo? Like, I didn't actually know this because I never actually read all the lore of the Star Wars. So I didn't know that the Phantom Menace could come back. Like, I thought once he's sliced in half, he was dead, like gone, boom. Like, Maul,
oh, you mean from the Solo? You're talking about the movie Solo, right?
Yeah, I was like,
look,
jaw dropped.
Anakin got sliced in half and he came back.
This is not. So what I'm saying is, and I agree with all you guys. I think these are not bad things. Like I don't think that everything in Boba Fett's bad. I don't think Solo's necessarily a bad movie.
Around Christmas, like normal Star Wars movies did, it would have done better.
Probably, but the problem is we don't know that for sure because it didn't happen. So it's like it's all speculation. My comments were not about what was that?
It's Infinity War, right? That
Yes,
like he came
yeah,
out
yeah.
like right next to.
Yeah, right next to it, and that's
So-
part of what hurt it.
My comments are about not what ought have been, it's more about what actually happened. And so, like, I could sit here and argue that something could do better if you did XYZ to it, but I'm talking more about the stuff that's factually happened in front of our faces, and that's the problem.
And I was just bringing up the other movies to use as historical evidence, because every, when you look at the past decade, every Star Wars movie that came out around Christmas, whether you like the film or not, whether it's well regarded now or
Right.
not, they were all financial successes.
But then, but then to speak to what Darren was talking about the whole release thing or whatever, this is what I meant when we talked about this a couple of episodes ago, where they have too many big IPs that they have to get out every year, and there's no room for all of them. That's the problem.
That's one of the big things that I said is going to help Disney with moving Avengers towards Christmas, because one, that's going to be a test to see how that movie does around that time. That hasn't happened before, but also Disney's now not having to compete with themselves by having Mando and Grogu in that same month.
Only time that's worked for them has been No Way Home, and that's $1 billion movie.
Yep.
So,
Wait, only time what's worked?
December for Marvel. That's the
I
only
mean,
time that they've done. Well, I mean, I guess they've done it a couple of times.
I mean, well, you also had Jesus Christ, I can't talk. You had Spider-Man work in December before that with Spider-Verse, so
That's true.
Yeah.
And like even to say with the whole Marvel point, where it's like there's like more Marvel goes against that because it came out blah blah blah. Yeah, but it wasn't necessarily popular until 2000, like really like popular mainstream until 2008, and that's that is a Gen Z as a fellow Gen Z that came out when I was 6. So all of us Gen Z people were growing up. We were born on the MCU stuff.
Harrison and this Avatar will also make money. It might not be as big depending on where the economy is, but it's still gonna do well no matter what. All right, so we got
coming out this year.
Go ahead.
I don't want to pay $15 for a 3-hour nap. Kidding.
All right, we have one more super chat, and then we're going to wrap it up unless somebody else super chats while we're reading the super chat. And then we're going to look at the poll. Jose here with the $5 super chat. We read this a little bit earlier, but I did want to talk just a bit more about it. Did you hear that Jackie Chan's stunt team is working on Spider-Man Brand New Day? I saw it earlier. I bookmarked it because I wanted to talk about it, but then I was like, is this real?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is real news. Okay.
Yeah, he showed up on set.
This movie, I think, as of right now, and I don't want to. Oh,
what did you just do?
My mic almost fell.
This movie right now, in my opinion, is doing. Is that why it's messed up? Because it keeps falling over. Is doing everything right. Everything I'm seeing about this movie right now in publicity is doing things right. I see, Jake, you made like a little face. Do you not agree with that?
I mean, we can't really say that for certain yet.
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, I guess I'm just going to... So from a production standpoint, getting Daniel Destin Craig and Jackie Chan's stunt team, from that side, yeah, I can see... If that's the point that you're getting at, then I agree.
No, I mean everything. Like the suit looks really good. I think the promos have been very good. Talking to people on set seems very good. Like I don't think anything they've released to the public has been bad.
Yeah, if the talks are true about everybody that's appearing in this, I just worry that the movie might be a little overstuffed.
Well, I mean, maybe, but look at No Way Home. There was like 20 characters in that movie.
Well, yeah, but I mean, you already knew those characters too, so...
I mean, are there anyone in this movie that we're not familiar with?
I mean, outside of one scene, we've never really met Scorpion.
But we know Bruce, we know...
Mel, I can't pronounce the actor's name, but...
The one that plays Scorpion?
No, not Marlon Mann. I'm talking about the other one that got cast. Tillman, I think is his last name.
Yeah.
Oh, but we don't know who that is, though. We're not sure who that character is.
Right, like we don't know that character.
So that's not that's a neutral, though, right? That's not a negative.
And what I'm saying is with No Way Home, like we already knew all those characters that were in that movie.
Well, we didn't, though, because it would have been the only people that got spoiled, right? They didn't announce those people being in the movie. We got spoiled on it, pretty much, right? The other Spider-Man showing up was supposed to be a surprise.
Right. I'm not even talking about them. Like all the other villains, all the other side characters that had already been in 2 movies prior.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just, I don't know. is this all going to fit with Tom Holland?
Yeah. So I understand the apprehension part of it, and I don't mind the speculation portion of it. But I would say, as we're watching this, I don't see any real negative stuff coming out. Like, I haven't heard them say we're going to cast somebody as Black Cat that looks nothing and acts like nothing like the character. Like, you know what I mean? Like, right. Yeah. That's what I meant. Like, I'm just saying that my concern level for this movie is very low. I think there are a few things, like you said, that you could be worried about like the size of the cast and stuff like that. But all of that right now is non-visual information that we have. I'm talking about like promotional stuff that I've seen, things that are actual publicity. For me personally, and it's okay for people to feel a certain way about it. Just like Jake, you're concerned, you're valid on that. For me personally, I think that everything I've seen about this movie feels like we're heading in a really good direction for Marvel next year.
Yeah,
that's just my opinion.
And I was even talking about this with a coworker today, and I'm calling this if it happens. That bit where like they're obviously having Scorpion as one of, if not the main prominent forces in this movie, as your antagonist.
Mm-hmm.
Humor me here on this.
Yeah.
What if they actually pay off the end of No Way Home and go the Civil War Thunderbolts route in the comics, where Matt Gargan is the one that ends up becoming Venom?
Oh.
I can see it. Yeah.
I mean, it's possible.
I'm just saying.
That's possible.
It would make sense.
If I could just play devil's advocate just a little bit on your take, Jake, about it being too political.
Oh, no, go ahead. Rip it apart.
I get it, because there have been a lot of announcements. But to play that side a little bit, Spider-Man needs an entire new supporting cast, right? Happy's no longer there. Tony's no longer there. I don't think Zendaya and Zed are going to be in it much. I think they're going to be in a couple sequences.
The torch is going to get passed from them, basically.
Everything, like, you're going to need all new teachers, all new, classmates for him, all new supporting cast.
Yeah, that's fine. Like, all these other established characters that are already there, they're not going to be a mainstay supporting cast for him.
Yeah. I also don't think Bruce is going to be I think he's going to play a part, but I don't think he's going to be in like every other scene. I sure do. I think Scorpion's going to have a mainstay. I think Punisher. I think Peter. I think those are going to be the mainstay.
Do we believe the Yelena rumor?
I do. Okay, yeah. I actually have thoughts on that.
Okay, go ahead.
I think
that's my biggest question. I was like, where does she fit into this?
I think people are really overreacting. Because, like, sure, if she's a big stay, I'm with you. I'm like, okay, that's too much. Yeah. I think that's a cameo. I think that's
kind of like a Hawkeye role.
I think it's like Captain America and Homecoming. I think it's probably like her on TV talking about the like new Avengers in just a way that's just like to expand the world and kind of like loop you into where they're at right now. Just kind of like set up her existence and where the new Avengers is. This is like a little tiny world building going into Avengers. Just be like, okay, that's where they are. I doubt it's like her on the front lines teaming up with Spider-Man. I don't think that. I think
I guarantee you.
It would be fun.
It would.
The gym coach during the Captain American one was basically like, he's a war criminal now, whatever. But we're required by the state to show this. I have a theory that Yelena's version is she was a criminal, now she's a hero, but we're required by the state to show this.
Oh my god!
And then they made a war criminal a politician, so you see how they play fast and loose.
True, that's true. That's true.
We had these same debates, but this time, or maybe a little over last year, when Betty was announced for Captain America. They're like, "Oh my god, there are too many people." Oh my! It's like, no, she had 20 seconds of footage in the movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like I think MCU does that a lot, where they're in the movie, but it's
also okay. So I also want to point something out. We talked about this earlier, and I just want to remind people: sometimes actors have multi-contract deals where they have to appear in a certain amount of movies, and in order to fulfill that, a 30-second cameo fulfills that. Meaning that if Yelena shows up in the movie for one scene, she's fulfilled part of that contractual obligation.
Like
just
Chris Evans,
like how Chris Evans, Scarlett Johansson, and Don Cheadle did at the end of Captain Marvel.
And also Chris Evans, like he made a 30-second cameo where he actually spoke as Loki in Thor and Dark World.
Thing.
Yeah.
And
So
even at the end of Ant-Man, you see Chris Evans there in the post-credit scene.
So unfortunately, speaking to what Darren was talking about with like the supporting cast, a lot of them are probably in the movie because they're contractually obligated to be there, and they're going to be done with after this movie. We will not see them moving forward.
Yeah.
That's possible.
Yeah, and also, like you kind of brought it up, Jake, in some of the comments, post-credit scene is also a potential. You could have it be like, it'd be really interesting if the new Avengers are trying to poach like previous old Avengers, just like, hey, you want to be on our team? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I think that'd be.
I don't know if I would want that announced though, if that's all it's going to be.
No, that's fair. That's fair.
All right. So with that being said, that brings us to the end of the stream. We actually made it right over the 3-hour mark. It's a little bit earlier than normal. We've been going like 3:30 plus or whatever, 3 hours and 30 minutes plus.
You're right over. You might want to check your math.
Yeah. Well, 20 minutes is over. Let's see what we got though. All right, let's see what the poll voted. And this is going to be a mega topic, so there'll be a completely separate stream for whatever this topic is. Okay. The winner with 37% of the votes is ranking all of the DC and Marvel films. Dear, it's so funny. So we're going to be ranking all of them. That is going to be a separate stream. It will probably be multiple separate streams to get through all of them. So
you want me to make that?
If you want to.
Okay, so Marvel live action, DC live action.
Films only, no TV shows.
But are we doing
And only live action, right?
Are we doing
Only
live
live.
action for both and animated
Only
for
live.
both? Okay.
Are we doing
Only
DC
live
imprints?
action.
All right.
Good.
Are we doing DC imprints because they're so DC, like Wildstorm and?
No. Okay, so mainline DC and mainline Marvel live action movies.
Okay.
Get
So
the
no-
criteria out of the way.
Right. And we'll be ranking all of them on a normal like tier maker list. So like S tier, A tier, mid, okay, bad type situation.
You are a trooper, Jake. I salute you. You can't see it, but I'm saluting.
And we can actually adjust whenever if it's done on tier maker, we can change the categories to whatever we want them to be. So,
117 films.
by the way, Chris says, off topic, but The Roses hits theaters on Friday. Searchlight is barely marketing. It looks like it's fucking hysterical. Yeah, and I'll also say that Weapons is also doing really well. I don't know if anybody has seen that or whatever, but that's doing really well in the box office right now. So definitely check that out. All right. I have not shortened my outro yet, so we're going to do a normal outro. We're going to do it live. All right. So I want to say thank you.
Live.
Yeah, I'm going to thank everybody for being here. Ronan had to bail, but thank him for stopping in for a little while earlier. 3Dub for jumping in early. Peace. By the way, before I finish this, we're going to be doing Peacemaker spoiler chat on Monday. So if you want to hear us talk about this week's episode of Peacemaker, and trust me, it is a fucking doozy. We'll be talking about it on Monday.
More like a dozy.
We got Jake in the house, who Sunday 7 p.m. Eastern time is Jake's Lost Levels. What are you playing right now, Jake?
This upcoming one is another Skyrim stream.
Okay, sounds good. So check out Jake. And Darren from the Pipeline Podcast, who was live he's got your episodes stay up, right? They're not members episodes, they're just available.
Nope.
Go over and check out his streams that he put up. He was there. I stopped in tonight for a little bit and make sure I told everybody to like the stream because fuck that. By the way, like the stream. I did it in his and I'm going to do it again in mine. Like the fucking stream. If you're watching, we've had like 80 plus people in here tonight. If you are watching the stream, hit the like now. I know you're playing a game. It takes two hands to play. Take one hand. Well, matter of fact, if you're doing anything that takes more than one hand, take your hand away and like the stream. We're not going to go any further than that. All right?
I don't want to know what people are
Thanks,
doing.
thanks everybody for being here. And yeah, we'll be back. We'll be back on Monday. Anyway, take care. Have a good night, everyone, and we'll see you soon. Bye.
Bye-bye.